Football season officially gets underway for the 2019-2020 season. Tonight, we're here for a live video presentation on a Thursday night in conjunction with KBSDI TV out of Brownsville and the Hannah High School digital media class. One of the camera operators is Jessica Reyna tonight as we are coming to you from Sam Stadium for a matchup between the Sharyland Rattlers and the Pace Vikings, two teams that made it to the playoffs last year, and we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get you closer to the opening kickoff of this one. High school football on a Thursday night on a cloud-covered sky in Brownsville, Texas at Sam Stadium. This is Rio Sports Live in conjunction to KBSDI TV out of Brownsville. Back after this.
Thanks for watching Rio Sports Live.
Rio Sports Live, number one.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for the prices? It's a Labor Day party.
It's the Hacienda Ford Labor Day sale where you can get a new Ford Expedition with 20-inch wheels, leather, navigation, and more for $12 grand off MSRP.
We got the tailgates down and we're feeling all right. My Hacienda friends are saving money tonight.
Hacienda has it.
Hi, we're Lady Vikings, and thank you for watching Rio Sports Live.
Coming to you back here from Sam Stadium as we are on the pregame introductions that will be taking place. The players will be brought out here to the field, and then the playing of the national anthem. So we're still, according to the clock, 4 minutes and 36 seconds away from our first kickoff. I think we're going to be a little behind that, just based on how long it takes to get through the school songs and the national anthem and getting things ready for the kickoff. But nonetheless, settle in. Week 1 of 11 underway here with live broadcast coming your way tonight from Sam Stadium. Want to remind you fans, we also have an additional broadcast tonight on Rio Sports Live as we're over at PSJA Stadium tonight when Flower Bluff is at PSJA. That one should be getting underway with a broadcast any time soon. Tomorrow night, we're all over the valley. Mission Veterans is one of our premier games, our audio game of the night. We'll also be in Raymondville as LaFeria takes on Raymondville. We'll cover the Sharyland Pioneer Diamondbacks as they're at home against the Harlingen Cardinals. Port Isabel takes on Porter right here back at Sam Stadium. We'll be back for that broadcast as well. And then you're talking about another PSJA game tomorrow night, PSJA North against PSJA Memorial. We'll also be in Harlingen tomorrow night, Edinburgh taking on Harlingen South. And then our final stop tomorrow for live broadcast will be a video presentation of Cal Allen taking on San Benito. We are again in the pregame festivity. Thanks again in part to Hacienda Ford, who is assisting us in our broadcast throughout the season this year, letting us get to all of these games that I just rattled off there, and that's the first of 176 games that we'll be bringing you this year right here. Some of the schools are assisting us in a big way, such as the case here at Sam Stadium. When you take a look at the camera operations and the switching and everything going on, again, thinking about Hannah High School digital media and the students that are assisting in this broadcast to help bring this to you. When you see the replays, when you see the slow motions and all the different camera angles, it's in part with the production crew of the Hannah High School digital media. Sometimes we're out there on our own, but other times we get great assistance from schools, as is the case here in Brownsville. We want to take another break, and we come back again. We'll be closer to the opening kickoff. Want a couple of keys to the game. Hacienda keys to the game tonight is first and foremost, who's going to dictate the line of scrimmage? Both of these teams come in here with quarterbacks that people are talking about. On the Sharyland side, Benjamin Valdiva is one of the key members of this team, and if he gets protection, he can be lights out good. Jose Bonda on the other side has been directing this Pace team since he was a young pup out here on this field, and he's grown up in front of these fans and gotten better and better. If his offensive line can protect him, then he is capable of taking over this game as well. We're getting ready for the national anthem. We'll take a break. We'll be back for the opening kickoff.
Men, start the new year off right. Alpha Men's Primary Care wants to remind all men it's time for your annual physical. Call to schedule an appointment. It's about the body, mind, and emotion. Stop feeling sluggish, having no energy, or being stressed. Alpha Men's Healthcare believes in a holistic approach to your overall health, even if you have low testosterone, diabetes, high blood pressure, or gained weight. Energy, stamina, endurance, and quality of life. Start feeling young again. Alpha Men's Primary Care is changing the way men's healthcare is done.
Hi, we're Robert Bella's favorite cats, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Hola, les habla su amigo Benjamín Gómez, el alcalde de San Benito, invitando a toda la gente que venga a visitarnos aquí a San Benito. Crucen por el puente Los Indios, más bien conocido como el puente de Lucio Blanco. Visítenos a las atracciones que tenemos aquí en San Benito. Aquí los esperamos. Muchas gracias. Su amigo Benjamín Gómez.
Hi, we're Mackay Bulldogs. Thanks for watching Real Sports Live.
Whether you're visiting or vacationing at South Padre Island, be sure to book your place to stay with Island Services. Locally owned for over 40 years. Trusted, reliable for condo and beach house rentals. Call and visit the website today. Island Services.
Hi, we're the Lady Tigers, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
At First Community Bank, we believe in small business.
When Jennifer and Jimmy Wilson started Wild August Nursery and Flower Farm, they found Ricky Leal at First Community Bank had the financing to help them grow.
Make FCB your bank.
And again, we welcome you to another broadcast here as the high school football season is officially underway here tonight in Brownsville, Texas, in a matchup at Sam Stadium between the Pace Vikings and the Sharyland Rattlers. I'm Joe Bowling with you, bringing you the action here tonight from the comfy spot in the press box up here in the air conditioning on a hot and muggy evening. We are broadcasting here tonight from the Sam Stadium, and we'll be here tonight, tomorrow night, and we'll be back here on Saturday as we've got 3 games featured here this week alone at Sam Stadium. They've already had the coin toss for this football game as we're waiting the arrival of the two teams. And the coin toss was won by the Pace Vikings. Here come the Vikings out onto the field right now. And as they start this season, there's a lot of hype about this football team and just how good they may be. Playoff contenders last year and also looking to be another playoff team this year are the Pace Vikings as they make their way out onto the field. And we'll be excited to see just how good this team is out of the gate as they'll be tested by the Sharyland Rattlers. Again, our broadcast coming your way tonight in part by many of the advertisers that you see. As the Rattlers make their way out on the field, the visiting side has the white uniforms with the red trim. Pace won the coin toss. They deferred, and so the Rattler offense will be on the field to start this football game. And we are getting closer and closer to the opening kickoff. We'll take one final break. When we are back, we'll have the kickoff. Stay here. Sam Stadium is our location. It's Brownsville, Texas. High school football has begun 2019 and 20, if we can get there. Everyone's a winner at Kano Auto Sales 2 in Harlingen. Choose from a wide selection and score big today on West Expressway 83. Right now, how about this 2015 Chrysler 300S model with a Beat stereo, leather interior, navigation, $57,000, reduced today, $19,999. Or a 2012 Ram 1500, a Lone Star package, 5.7 Hemi engine, a towing package, automatic, $16,499. Or how about a diamond in the rough, 1998 Dodge 3500 dually with a fifth wheel, 4x4, power everything, heavy-duty bumper, $14,999. Financing is available with lending for all types. Every deal's a winner at Kano Auto Sales 2, in business since 2002, Harlingen, Texas. Back here as we have it teed up and we're ready to kick this thing off to start the season. The Pace Vikings on your right-hand side as we're viewing the screen here. Over to my left as I'm looking the same way you are here at the field, the Sharyland Rattlers will be back to return this kick. Good crowd on hand was filing in earlier here on the home side as the Pace Vikings are bringing more and more fans here in as this game starts to kick off. Excited to see just how big the crowd reaches here on a Thursday night. Teeing the ball up for the Pace Vikings is Christian Zapata. He's a sophomore kicker. 3 men back to return the kick for the Sharyland Rattlers, all standing inside their 5. Deep middle is Kevin Chavez, and here we go. Kickoff is underway. It's a short kick. Fielded upfield by Brandon Navarez. Takes it up forward, and he's going to get hit as he crosses the 30-yard line. 35, stays on his feet to the 40, outside to the 45, midfield to the 45, down to the 40-yard line. That's how it starts. A great kick return for the Rattlers. That's Sebastian Hinojosa on the return. And if that stands, that's a great field position to start this game for the Sharyland Rattlers. Hinojosa picked that up and was on the fly. And they'll rule him out of bounds at the 46-yard line, and that's where they'll start play. Rattlers offense. Benjamin Valdivia out behind the center in a shotgun formation on the first snap. Turns, hands the ball off. Running left-hand side is Andres Bonilla. Bonilla gets inside the 45, down to about the 43-yard line on a first down running play by the Rattlers. As we are just underway here in this game from Sam Stadium. They'll mark him down for what appears to be a 2-yard gain. Empty backfield this time. Quick pass right side caught and on the run. Here comes Will Patterson. Patterson takes it inside the 40, just shy of first down yardage. Quick connection that time from Benjamin Valdivia to Patterson. And that'll gain 7 on the play. And bring up 3rd and short for the Sharyland Rattlers. Make it a gain of 6 as they bring him back 1 yard on that completion. Rattlers with the ball to start this game. Single back in the backfield on the left side this time as Valdivia on the option. Runs it left-hand side, got a first down, gets hit hard as he stretches across inside the 35-yard line. That's good enough for a first down. Coming in there on the hit, Andre Gonzalez for the Pace Vikings. But on the carry, enough for a first down. For the Sharyland Rattlers. Valdivia sends a man in motion this time. Hands off. Here comes the motion man. Turning it upfield. He's going to get hit short. That's Robert Mancha on the carry. Inside there for the Pace Vikings. Kevin Segura on the stop. Short gain. Second down for the Rattlers of Sharyland. Bad snap. Quarterback gets on it, loses yardage on the play, all the way back outside the 37. Valdivia never had a real chance at fielding that ball as it was sailing past him in a hurry. And a loss on the play for the Rattlers. Will bring up 3rd and 14 yards to go. First drive of the game for the Sharyland Rattlers. Behind center, empty backfield for Valdivia. Has time, steps up in the pocket, delivers a deep ball downfield. Got a man incomplete, though. Inside the 5, he was looking for Mancha, who had a step, but an incomplete pass, and it brings up 4th down. 2 receivers down in that area, but Mancha on the deeper route. And just missing the mark. Valdivia on that throw. 4th down, Rattlers keep the offense on the field. It's 4th and 14. Valdivia stays in shotgun formation. 2 receivers left-hand side. Pace Vikings showing a blitz, and here come the penalty flags. They were trying to draw them off sides, and now we'll take a look as the officials discuss the call. Be a false start against Sharyland. First penalty of the ball game for either team. And it'll give the punting team a little extra room to work with, as it appears as though they were trying to draw the Pace Vikings off sides on that call. Offense stays on the field, though, on 4th and now 19 as Valdivia stands back there, single back with him in the backfield. Looks to the sideline. Valdivia waits for the call. And now drops back into punt formation. Nobody back to return this kick for the Pace Vikings. Good snap, and the kick is away. Takes a bounce down that sideline, out of bounds, and the Pace Vikings will take over.
Hi, we're the Real Night City Rattlers. Thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
TVNS specializes in provider services, respite care, and emergency response services. TVNS are pioneers in the home care industry, in service for over 37 years. 11 locations from Brownsville to Corpus Christi, from Harlingen to Laredo.
Today's game is sponsored by TVNS, the pioneers in serving our community with the highest quality in provider services.
Vikings offense on the field for the first time on the season. Jose Bonda, the quarterback, takes a snap, hands it off, running play right-hand side. That's out across the 20-yard line to about the 22. Quick carry that time by Dylan Barron. And by the time he's down, they'll give him 4 yards on the carry as the Pace Vikings offense takes over after the punt by the Sharyland Rattlers to start this ball game. Our appreciation again to both of these school districts for assisting us in broadcasting the game. Both schools have now joined a couple of others in becoming advertisers here on Real Sports Live and promoting their schools and their activities and their athletes and their students in general. Pass play, left-hand side. It's caught across the 25 to about the 29-yard line. Quick hitter out there to Elijah Solis. They'll mark him down at the 29-yard line, and that's enough for a first down on a completed pass from Bonda to Solis. Vikings now on first down from their own 29-yard line. Bonda keeps it back in the backfield on his left-hand side. That's Matthew Cuellar. Twin receivers left and right. Here's Cuellar on his first carry of the season. Takes it just across the 30, so he'll gain 1.5 yards. And bring up 2nd and 9. Rattlers on their first drive were held in check, thanks in a big part to a bad snap past the quarterback. And now the Vikings with 7:33 left here and counting in this first quarter. Bonda keeps Cuellar back there with him. Fakes the handoff, swings a pass right side, and it's going to be a nice catch out across the 31-yard line. Reeling that in for the Vikings was Chase Morales, a tight end. It's a short gain. That's not an easy catch for Morales to make. He was reaching back to reel that one in. 2 for 2 in the passing game for Bonda out of the gate. Everything's short thus far. He's 2 for 2 for 11 yards. Sets him up with 2 receivers left, a single receiver to the right side, a tight end on that right side as well for the Vikings on 3rd down. Bonda drops back. Here comes pressure. Penalty flags on the play on this left side. Pass play downfield intended for Mark Garcia, incomplete. And now we'll take a look at the flag. It came over here by the 30-yard line where the receiver was coming off the line. And oftentimes they'll get a defender on a hold there, or they may get a receiver lining up off sides. That'll be the call in this case on the receiver. Rattlers will decline the penalty and bring up 4th down on the incomplete pass. Vikings bring the punt team out onto the football field. Marcus Cuevas, the backup quarterback, lines up as the punter for the Pace Vikings. 2 men back to return this kick, and the Sharyland Rattlers should get good field position out of this kick. Luis Gonzalez is back there to return it. So is Manuel Cantu for Sharyland. Good snap. Punt is away. Fielded at the 30. Now upfield to the 35 for the Rattlers, the 40, out to the 45-yard line, and near the 49 Football finally came loose, but a great return that time for the Rattlers. They're again set up in good field position to start a drive. We're at Sam Stadium on a Thursday night. It's live video allowed. Tomorrow night it'll be audio coverage of all of our games for live. In some cases we'll have some video replays. We'll have highlights of games, regardless of where we're at and any of the broadcast. First down play for the Rattlers. Running play across the midfield stripe and some more. Inside the 45 and banging forward to the 41-yard line. 9 yards on that carry by Damian Bruneta. That's the best play from the line of scrimmage for the Sharyland Rattlers to start this ball game. Our thanks in a big part to Sharyland ISD for signing on as one of our sponsors that is with us for the remainder of the year. We'll be at their stadium tomorrow night. Running play for the Rattlers. That's enough for a first down inside the 35-yard line and a carry by Mauricio Sanchez. Sanchez brought down, but not before he gains. Well, they'll mark him down after a 7-yard gain. Second down for the Rattlers. Pass play for Valdivia. Steps up, delivers, downfield in the middle, tipped away and incomplete. How about that play downfield by defender Matthew Garza? Garza was back there on the replay. You'll see this. This receiver is going to clear open across the middle. Valdivia stepping up, but Garza right there makes that play to prevent what would have been a huge play for the Sharyland Rattlers. Incomplete pass. Brings up third down for the Rattlers. Valdivia now 1 of 3 in the passing game for 6 yards. Rolls out, left-hand side, looking for a block. Can't get the corner. Now he does. Stays on his feet and gets close to first down yardage as he's brought down around the 31. We'll check the spot. Valdivia doing a lot of that on his own, as he was using what blockers he had to get to that outside, and then had to turn it upfield. They'll mark him shy of first down yardage, so fourth down and right at a yard to go for the Sharyland Rattlers. Valdivia waits for the snap. Draws him off sides. No call, though. There it is. Penalty flag on the play. Free play coming out. Valdivia going to run. Another flag comes in late in the play. Valdivia, meanwhile, had run for a first down. But behind the play, there's a flag. And another play, a flag to start the play. So a real good chance this is offsetting. The official makes the indication of a hold against Sharyland. But now we'll sort out the flag coming across the field, which is the first one thrown. And we'll wait for that call. Meanwhile, 5:14 left here in the first quarter of play. And now we'll get the revamped call. There's your hold against the Rattlers. But then there's the offsides against the Pace Vikings. That's offsetting. We'll do it again, as it remains fourth down. 4th and 1. Those fans out there watching these games, if you're watching us on our Facebook, we ask that you share the link on there. It always helps fans know that these games are going on. Assists us greatly in getting the word out. It's always neat when I'm here at Sam's Stadium. They've got the TVs running underneath where the concession's at. If you're here at Sam's and you want to go get something to eat, go ahead. TVs are rolling. You can watch the game and hear it at the same time. Gives it a real feel of a big-time venue, whether it be college or professional, this time high school. Running play and room for Valdivia. Inside the 30-yard line, plenty for a first down. Brought down over there by Danny Salazar, the junior defensive back. But Valdivia on his own took a 5-yard carry and moves the chains for the Sharyland Rattlers. Empty backfield now for Valdivia. Bad snap, got back to it, gets on the football, but a big loss on the play. He had a notion of picking it up that time, but Zeke Garza was right back there with him. And Valdivia elected just to fall on the ball. They'll mark that down for a loss of 9. Second down and now outside the 36-yard line. Rattlers will have to dial another page up on the playbook here. They'll start it off with 3 receivers on the left-hand side, 2 receivers right, empty backfield for Valdivia. He drops back, fumbled that ball a moment. Now he fires one over the middle. That's incomplete. In the direction of Damian Perneda, and the timing was all off on that. As you can see, Valdivia had a little trouble handling that snap. By the time he pulled it in, the receiver had already been in another spot on the field. Garza back there defending again. For the Pace Vikings. Clock stops with 3:56 remaining in the first quarter of play. Rattlers Valdivia gets a play from the sideline as the play clock is under 10 seconds before they take this snap. It's down to 5. He better hurry. Down to 3. At 2, he takes a snap. Looks to fire the ball right-hand side, and a lot of contact there, tipped and incomplete. It was in the direction of Emiliano Hinojosa, but back there defending with a better chance to make that catch was Darren Jones, the senior defensive back for the Vikings of Pace. In that case, Hinojosa turned into a defender. Started the play as a wide receiver, but ended up defending on that play, as Jones had a good chance to get a pick. Rattlers' drive comes to a stall here. Man back to return the punt this time. Stands into 5 for the Vikings. The punt is away by Hinojosa. Goes that left side and takes a bounce out of bounds. And Pace Vikings will have good field position to start this drive as well. 3:42 to go as the Rattlers have played most of this football game here in the first quarter on the Pace side of the 50. But nothing to show for it through the first 8 minutes and some change. So the Vikings offense comes back out on the field. Numbers-wise, not much to talk about. The Rattlers with 25 yards of offense, just 16 for the Pace Vikings in the early going of this game. See if Bonda opens it up just a bit on this drive. Turns, keeps it himself, running upfield, got hit as he got to the 15-yard line. Short gain on the play. First Rattler in on that stop. Gabriel Martinez, a senior defensive end, as he drops Bonda after a 2-yard gain. 3 carries now for just 7 yards for the Vikings on the ground. As we're at the 3:14 mark here in the first quarter of play. Jose Bonda back to take the snap for the Vikings. Drops back, looks to throw over the middle. He's got it picked off by the Rattlers. Coming back inside the 35 to the 30, inside the 25 to the 20. On his horse still is Luis Gonzalez. Interception, and the Rattlers take over inside the 15. Now, there are penalty flags at the end of that play, but those are probably going to be post-possession. As stepping up to make that play was Luis Gonzalez. You can see here he steps up as the safety, kept his knees from hitting the field there, and then up the middle, trying to see where the flag would have come in on that play. Flags are all behind that. Great work on the cameras there. KBS DI-TV and the Hannah High School digital media class putting together a terrific look of that play. One of the camera operators is Jessica Reyna. That was her. She's right on spot. Flags are still on the field. They haven't gave the official call yet. And the way both teams are standing, they don't believe it's going to move. They'll mark it down to the 16-yard line, and that's where the Sharyland Rattlers take over in the red zone with a golden chance to put the first points on the board for the season for either of these two teams. Our other game has Flower Bluff taking on PSJA. That's a broadcast game as well on Real Sports. Here we are in Brownsville. There's the call. That's offsetting penalties. That's why they didn't move it. And so the Rattlers will indeed take over at the Pace Vikings 16-yard line. And Valdivia has an opportunity here to put some points on the board for the Rattlers. Hands the ball off, running play right side, trying to bounce it to the outside. Good coverage. This is Andre Bonilla on the carry. But out there for the Pace Vikings, first guy there was Joel Benavides. Able to string that play wide and prevent much of a gain. 2 yards on the carry. 2nd and 8 coming up for the Rattlers of Sharyland. Valdivia back looking to take this snap. 2 receivers left, single receiver right side as we're at the 2:22 mark in the first quarter. He steps up to throw over the middle. It's tipped incomplete. In the direction of Mauricio Sanchez. And you look at that play, Sanchez had that ball right there in his hands. Yes, there was defenders. They were going to deliver a hit. But an opportunity there inside the 10 for the Rattlers just missed. Valdivia, after completing his first pass, has missed on his next 5. He's 1 of 6 in the passing game. Clock stops with 2:16 to go in the first quarter. Looks to throw right side. It's going to be caught. This is Will Patterson. Patterson trying to get away from a defender. Can't do it, and then it's delivered a huge hit to end that play. Vikings there. Watch the hit at the end of this one. Patterson catches it. And the first guy there, that's Danny Salazar. But then, hello, as finishing that play off was Darren Jones for the Vikings. So a field goal attempt for the Sharyland Rattlers. And that kick is going to be low. It's no good. No points on the board yet. Vikings take over. Scoreless ball game in the first.
Thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Our professional advisors at Employee Retirement Service have been providing financial and retirement planning for many years for employees of different employment.
If you've spent your career in education and are ready for the next chapter, let the professionals at Employment Retirement Services help. You've worked hard, and now it's time to relax and enjoy with peace of mind and security.
Help fulfill your retirement needs. Come experience the difference with us.
And let's plan your retirement together. Call us at 956-440-8774 to schedule your appointment today.
Running play by the Vikings on first down, and that goes nowhere as the Sharyland Rattlers are all over that. Dylan Barron on the carry. Before he could ever get anything going forward, he was already met in the backfield for a loss on the play on first down. Vikings having to, again, play this entire first half on their side of the midfield stripe, starting this drive inside their 20. Ball back to the 15. 2nd and 15 now for Bonda. Under center now. Drops back, rolls out, looks to throw, waiting, man wide open downfield. Can he find him? Yes, he does. Caught at the midfield stripe, making a move. On the run is Jalen Garcia. Big play for the Vikings. They move the ball. And had Garcia been able to catch that in stride, he would have been gone. 35 yards on the completed pass, and watch this. Bonda delivers it. Garcia's just waiting. He was 12 yards behind any defender. And had that ball had enough on it, that would have been an easy 6 for the Vikings. First down nonetheless as they move the ball to the midfield stripe. We're under a minute left here in this first quarter, 20 seconds and counting. Bonda keeps 2 backs in the backfield on this first down play. Protection is there, and he swings a pass left side. He goes right back to Garcia. Garcia ends up gaining 7 more. Back-to-back completions to close out this first quarter of play. Well, they actually stop it with 3 seconds left. And now they wind it down. First quarter comes to an end. All scoreless here. Pace Vikings, though, moving the football on back-to-back completions from Jose Bonda to Jalen Garcia. Second quarter continues after this.
At HCISD, we move the needle forward every day.
will blaze a trail for future generations.
It's not just about equipping students with skills for the future. We awaken their potential and empower them to make good choices.
No matter where you're from or where you're headed, there's a place for you to flourish at HCISD.
Didn't take them long to switch sides of the field. Welcome to the second quarter. As away we go. Vikings of pace on a second down and short. Call it 2 yards to go. Bonda under center. I formation behind him, and he's going to hand it off. Second man through. He's got a first down, dancing inside the 40-yard line of the Rattlers. Dylan Baron on the carry. And that'll be good enough for a first down as he's marked down. Well, they'll mark it back outside that 37 to the 38-yard line. Still enough for a first down for the Vikings, who suddenly are moving the football for the first time in the game. 59 yards of total offense for the Pace Vikings. They've outgained Sharyland 59-29 in this ball game. Bonda out of a shotgun. A lot of motion up front. They'll blow this play dead as contact occurred at the line prior to the snap. A couple of players mixing it up in there at the line of scrimmage. Perfect conditions here tonight. When I was driving down here, coming from the Raymondville area, from our studios, it was pouring rain in some areas. Got closer to Brownsville, things just settled down in a big way. There's a little breeze blowing. It's a cross breeze. It's not going to affect anything. That penalty is going to be marked off against Sharyland. For the Rattlers, that'll be their first defensive penalty. It goes for 5 yards. And with 11:36 and counting here in the second quarter, the Vikings still with first down, but now 1st and 5 for Bonda. Two receivers right-hand side. I formation behind Bonda. Barron's the deep man. And they'll hand it off on a reverse to Garcia. Dylan Garcia down the sideline on the left-hand side. Spins away from a tackle. They're inside the 20. Football comes loose. Picked up by the Rattlers, and they'll take over. The defense makes a play. Garcia had rattled off a lot of positive yardage on that carry. As you'll see here, the big hit at the end of this play coughs the ball up, and the Rattlers on the spot take over. So credit of Garcia of 18 yards on the carry. But then a fumble on the play, and now the Sharyland Rattlers take over. Missed opportunity there for the Pace Vikings. 11:08 to go here in the first half of play. Valdivia, back of the quarterback, takes it, runs it right-hand side, backs out across the 20. Short gain on the play. A lot of times you'll see a team just completely open it up after taking the ball away on an interception or a fumble in this case. Running play gains 4, 2nd and 6 for the Rattlers. Valdivia going to throw, steps away from pressure over the middle. That's going to be dropped outside the 35-yard line. Ball was a little behind Emilio Hinojosa, but certainly a catchable football. And it brings up 3rd down for Sharyland. And now if you're the Pace Vikings, you can breathe a little easier after that turnover, the first of the game. Rattlers on 3rd down. Valdivia. Single back there with him, fakes the handoff, looks to throw. Over the right side, that's a great catch across the 45 near the midfield stripe. First down, Rattlers. Went right back to Hinojosa, and Hinojosa makes a tremendous catch on that play for the first down. New set of downs for Sharyland out across, they'll call it their 49-yard line. For Valdivia. Twin receivers left and right, man in motion right side. They'll fake the handoff to him, run it up the middle. Valdivia bangs off a defender, takes it right inside the Pace Viking 48 to about the 47. Big, strong-looking quarterback. Anytime those safeties come running up there to make a stop, first and foremost, their eyes light up because they know they got a shot at a quarterback. Then all of a sudden they take a look at the size, and the collision sometimes alters its course. Handoff, running play right side. This is Pruneda. Pruneda is going to be fighting for extra yardage, will not get a first down. Close to first down yardage. 3 Vikings over there to make the stop. Forward progress gets it real close to first down yardage, about a yard short for the Sharyland Rattlers. 9:13 and counting here in the first half of play. Valdivia back in a shotgun, hands the ball off, are going to keep it, running play inside the 35 to the 33, and that's enough for a first down for the Rattlers as Benjamin Valdivia suddenly gets back on the positive end of things on running the football. He's got a -6 and a -9 thanks to some snap issues out of the spread earlier. Has gained 12 in his last 2 carries. Hands it off this time. This is Mancha. Robert Mancha takes it inside the 20, down to the 15-yard line, and that's close to first down yardage on a carry by Robert Mancha. I was down there earlier in the ball game when they were warming up, talking to Coach Ron Adami, and he strung out a list of, I was like, Coach, who might touch the football running it? And he just kept going down, 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 down. Well, I got another one. How about this guy? How about this guy? So a stable to work with as far as guys to carry the football for the Sharyland Rattlers. Valdivia sends a man in motion. That's Mancha. Hands it off, and this is Mancha. He gets a first down, gets thrown backwards after he gains 3. And so the Sharyland Rattlers after getting the football on a turnover now near the 20-yard line of the Vikings on a sustained drive. Valdivia drops back to throw, given time, steps up, delivers the ball in zone, and it's caught. Touchdown as he goes to Daniel Pena. First points of the season for the Sharyland Rattlers as Daniel Pena is able to reel that in. And Valdivia to Pena makes it a 6-0 game. Extra point. They'll line up for a 2-point conversion for Sharyland. Now they'll go back in kick formation. Always take a look at it just in case. Kali Nguma puts it through the uprights, and it is no good. 7:33 to go in the first half. Rattlers lead 6-0. Kickoff coming up.
Game and let Chewy's Custom Sports go to work for you. From custom designs and graphics to mass production in-house. If it's hats, shirts, buttons, mugs, cups, banners, and more, then Chewy's is there for every team and every sport. A veteran-owned company in touch with the community. It's Chewy's Custom Sports in San Benito.
Hi, we're Mission Veterans, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live. Woo! Thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
We are this close.
We're this close.
We are this close of wanting to making history.
This close to changing the world.
We're this close.
This close to making sure no child suffers a crippling disease
ever again. This close.
We are this close to ending polio.
Ending polio. All we need is you.
This close.
If we don't act now, we may lose this chance forever. Help Rotary make history at endpolionow.org.
We get ready for the kickoff. The Sharyland Rattlers have themselves the first points of the season, and it comes on a 21-yard pass strike. And they're set to kick off. The sunshine just popped out from the clouds as it's going to go down through the horizon, but we'll have about 15 minutes of, looks like, bright sunshine out there. Coming across the field. Kickoff, and the Pace Vikings will field this inside their 5. This is Garcia taking it out across the 20 in a hurry. Got to the 23, got brought down there. And the Vikings offense will come back on the field. Rattlers now with 108 yards of offense in the ball game. .54 yards on 16 carries on the ground. 4 of 10 in the passing game for 54 yards. Meanwhile, the Vikings of pace was 77 yards thus far in the game. 6 carries, 24 yards on the ground. 4 of 5 passing for 53 yards. Bonda going to throw. Now he's going to run. Takes off with it up across the 30. And he's got a first down to the 35, 36-yard line for Jose Bonda. Penalty on the play behind it, though. Wait a minute. Clock stops with 7:19 to go. Nelson Garcia chiming in on Facebook, ask who's winning. That score is correct on the screen. 6-0. Would have been enough for a first down on the carry by Bonda. But a big penalty marked off against the Vikings. All the way back to the 10-yard line. And so now, with 7:19 to go in the half, if you're Sharyland's defense, you can start pinning your ears back and coming after a big momentum-changing kind of play here. Bonda drops back to throw from his own end zone. Swings a pass left side. Oh, nearly picked off. Incomplete. Fortunately for the Vikings, that ball wasn't reeled in. Stops the clock with 7:05 to go here in the first half. Our other game has PSJA taking on Flower Bluff. In a broadcast game, that game is 13-0 Flower Bluff in the first half. Rattlers now watch as a big carry by the Vikings. That ball comes loose. Did they blow it dead? Yes, they did. Solis takes it out across the 25 to the 28-yard line. Elijah Solis. So breathing room for the Pace Vikings. And in reality, a chance to convert for a first down and keep the drive alive. As it's now 3rd and 6 for Pace. If Bonda can get a new set of downs out of this, that's a big swing on the upside for the Vikings. Bonda out of a shotgun. Takes a good snap, drops back, has time, fires it down the sideline. That's going to be incomplete. Going back in the direction of Elijah Solis. Coverage down there for the Rattlers is Jonathan Alanis, the senior defensive back. And punting time for the Pace Vikings. Stops the clock with 6:16 remaining here in this first half of play. And Sharyland should get good field position out of this exchange. Luis Gonzalez back to return the kick. Manuel Cantu back there on his right side. Good snap. Kick is away. A low kick. Gonzalez has it carry him off of his hands. He gets it back. And so no return on the play, but the Sharyland Rattlers will take over. I want to thank some of the people that are helping us get this game underway. Hacienda Ford in Edinburgh, Texas, one of our big-time contributors here in Edinburgh, Texas, helping us broadcast these games. Wait till you see tomorrow what I'm pulling up to the stadium in if they get that all finished. You'll be seeing more and more of Hacienda as far as our coverage goes because they're assisting us greatly in being able to get to as many games as we are. 176 football games on the schedule. That's without counting what Freddie's trying to get done over there in Eagle Pass for Southwest. Rattlers running play and taking it upfield out across the 45-yard line. Stretching forward is Valdivia. That's near first down yard. It is enough. It's an 11-yard gain and a first down for the Rattlers. Valdivia now on 9 carries has 23 yards. It's a bit deceiving in the fact he has those 2 negatives on carries. Swings a pass left-hand side, caught by Mancha. Got a block, takes it inside the 45, stays on his feet, stays alive, down to the 41-yard line on extra yards after the catch for Robert Mancha. And the replay, watch this. Watch how many times he is in a position that he could have been stopped. There, and then he stretches for a little more. Empty backfield now for Valdivia. Now 5 of 11, completed his last 3. Hands it off. Outside sweep on the jet sweep. Inside the 20. Down to the 15-yard line. Down to the 13-yard line. Kevin Chavez on the carry that time for the Sharyland Rattlers. Chavez, nothing real fancy about that as the end of the run right there. That time he had already gone 14 yards on the play. First down for Sharyland. Inside 5 minutes remaining here in the first half. For the Rattlers. Valdivia fakes a handoff to Chavez. Going to run. Takes it upfield. Hit. And down he goes. First guy there was Jose Correa. Valdivia thought he had a big play coming up, and that was quickly slammed shut. Nonetheless, a 3-yard gain for the Rattlers. 4:31 and counting. Good snap. Swing pass left side to Pena. Looking for something. Bounces at the outside. Gave up some ground. Now he takes it upfield inside the 15. And as he's hit out of bounds, the ball comes loose. Somehow he managed to gain 4 yards on that play. His second catch of the night. There's a lot of running for that 4 yards involved right there. Great replays again by KBS DI-TV and the Hannah High School digital media crew. Providing our coverage here tonight from Sam Stadium. Valdivia has him set down on this first down play. On the read, runs it right side, bounces off a tackler, takes it upfield inside the 8. Here comes penalty flags on the play. Valdivia had already gone past where those flags were flying. Watch, you can see here, he gets past that defender. He should have been stopped there, wasn't. There's probably the block in the back that they're going to throw that flag on as Valdivia bounces it forward. Stops the clock with 3:35 to go. Rattlers would have been inside the 10. Most likely this is coming back 5 or make that 10. Minimum. For just joining us, a missed field goal by Sharyland and then the touchdown. All right, the penalties are going to offset as each team is whistled on that play. So it remains first down and 10 yards to go for the Sharyland Rattlers. Valdivia. Empty backfield this time with 3 receivers on the wide side to the right side of the field. Looking over the middle. That's going to be nearly picked off. 2 pace defenders are right there. Zeke Garza had a great chance to pick that off. Incomplete pass. Stops the clock with 3:21 remaining here in this first half of play from Sam Stadium in Brownsville on a Thursday night. Valdivia had a string of 4 completions in a row. He completed 5 of 6 before that incompleted pass. Hands it off on the jet sweep, trying to get to the outside again is Chavez. Kevin Chavez backpedals, got down to the 5. That's short of first down yardage. The last 2 yards on that play were strictly running backwards toward the sideline for Kevin Chavez. Third down, call it a long 2 for the Rattlers of Sharyland. If you're just joining us, most of this first half has been played on the pace side of the 50. Vikings had one drive in which they were moving the ball and then coughed it up inside the Rattler 20. Pass play, and it's going to be in the end zone, and that is a touchdown, Sharyland Rattlers. How about that Will Patterson catch? Had to wait to see if Patterson could hang on, and he did. And a 7-yard strike from Valdivia to Patterson makes it 12-0. For Patterson, his third catch of the night. First touchdown score. Comes with 2:33 remaining here in this first half of play. The extra point is away and good. Rattlers up 13-0. Pace gets the ball after this.
Hi, we're the Lady Diamondbacks, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Fishing fans, here's your chance to catch some fish and help out athletes at the same time. Mark the calendar now and plan on attending October 20th as the 3-Up, 3-Down San Perlita Booster Club Fishing Tournament looks to be the biggest and best yet. Located at Laguna Madre Baits in Port Mansfield, Texas, this tournament is set to provide 100% of the proceeds directly to the athletic programs. Artificial lures only with a blackjack format, no fish over 21 inches, $150 per team or boat, maximum 4 people, and the grand champion is a team closest to 63 inches with 1 red trout and 1 flounder. Food raffles, baked goods, a silent auction, and terrific prizes from some great sponsors. Registration is October 19th. The tournament is October 20th. See you there at the 3-Up, 3-Down Fishing Tournament in Port Mansfield, where catching fish is helping athletes in a big, big way. When in Port Mansfield, be sure to stop in Laguna Madre Baits, the home of Laguna Girl 1 and 2. They ensure that you have the best when it comes to your fishing needs. Locally caught bait, including live shrimp and croaker. Frozen baits caught locally, frozen shrimp, squid, mullet, and more. Dress the part with full outdoor apparel. Drinks, ice, snacks, groceries, and fishing supplies for any need. Access by road or by boat. Look for the blue building and the blue shrimp boats. Laguna Madre Baits. 828 Westport Drive, Port Mansfield, Texas. Kickoff managed to get downfield. Rattlers had an opportunity to get on that. Vikings fortunate that the offense gets to walk on the football field. Still time left here for this Vikings squad and the offense to get on track. Right now, all the offense belonging to Sharyland, outgaining the Vikings unofficially 167-95. For the Rattlers, 88 yards on the ground, 79 through the air, 2 touchdown passes for Benjamin Valdivia, who's 7 of 14 for 79 yards in those 2 scores. Vikings, Jose Bonda, going to keep it, running play left-hand side. Sidestep one man, runs through another, drags a couple more with him, and gains 7, make it 8 on the play on first down. Jose Bonda, senior quarterback for this Pace Viking team. 2:11 to go. If you're Pace, you're going to have to stretch this field eventually on this drive. On second down. Handoff play for the Vikings up the middle. That's a first down out across the 45-yard line in the blink of an eye. Quick carry that time. Watch this hole open up for Barron. He is through there in a hurry. That's your secondary making the stop. And a first down for the Vikings. Well, they got penalties behind that, so wait and see. Our thanks again to the fine folks at Hacienda Ford for assisting us in broadcasting this game. Hacienda Ford in Edinburgh, Texas. Newer used cars, you can handle it. We locked in a deal with them that is right up there among the best that we've had since we started this thing. Back in October 2017, that penalty of being against the Vikings. So negate that carry. That would have been a big play. And it would have had the Vikings setting up right there near the midfield stripe. Instead, they'll have to now take this snap back at their own 27-yard line. Clock running with 1:36 to go. Sharyland still has timeouts remaining. Both teams with all of their timeouts left in their pockets. Bonda hands it off on a draw. Up the middle, a lot of yardage. 40-yard line, out across the 42. That's enough for a first down. They went with a draw play, and Matthew Cuellar ends up gaining big yards. Watch this. Bait him in and then off and running. That's Michael Garza on the carry. And a first down for the Pace Vikings. Clock running with 1:04 left here in this first half. Bonda with two backs in the backfield on first down. Drops back to throw, rolls out, has some time, wings it right side, and incomplete. Overthrows his man, Elijah Solis, and then behind that was Jonathan Alanis for the Sharyland Rattlers, eyeing an interception. Stops the clock with 50 seconds left here in this first half. Bonda now 5 of 9 for 71 yards in the air. For the Vikings at halftime, I'll come up with some statistics for you. I'll also talk about some additional broadcasts coming your way. Eagle running play again on a draw up the middle, out across the 45 to the 47-yard line. That's short of first down yardage. Stops the clock with 43 seconds to go as a timeout was called. Another penalty. Another one against the Vikings. So 2 carries on this drive had positive yardage for the Pace Vikings, both taken away with penalties. Ball back at the 32. Second down here, 43 seconds left in the first half of play of game 1 of the high school season for the Sharyland Rattlers. And they'll run the ball on the right side for the Vikings out across the 32. By Cuellar on the carry, and then they were going to let this half come to an end, but then the penalty flags come raining in at the end of this play. So we're most likely going to take another snap. It happened, the flags came in, all that extra stuff started happening right about the time Cuellar was dropped. Reminding you, tomorrow night we'll be right back here at Sam Stadium, Port Isabel in town to take on the Porter Cowboys. Kickoff set for 7:30 here on Sam's Field. They're going to mark this penalty off against the Rattlers all the way out across the 47 to the 48-yard line. And a first down now for the Pace Vikings. One more chance now, and you got a chance to do something big here. Down 13-0. Vikings will get the ball to start the second half. Bonda's going to throw. Given some time. Rolls out left-hand side. Still looking. Across his body. Gets rid of it. Incomplete. Bonda got dropped that time as he delivered the pass. As on the chase was Ethan Garza. Clock stops with 4 seconds remaining in the half. We'll have one more play here, barring a penalty between these two teams. Lots of football coming your way tomorrow. Remember, on Fridays, it's live with audio, with video, either replays or video highlights at the minimum coming your way from those games. Bonda hands it off. Here comes Barron. Bounces it outside on the left. Final play of the first half. Barron ends up gaining 9, and that's the way the first half comes to an end. Sharyland Rattlers scored 2 times in the second quarter. And now there's a penalty. Well, there was a big mix-up down there. Was that a penalty called at the end of that play? If it is, this half won't end if it was against the Rattlers. There is a flag on the field. Officials discussing this. If this is on the Rattlers, the Vikings will get one more snap to close out this half. Rattlers already making their way towards the locker room. So evidently the call from that side of the field is that this first half is indeed in the books. 13-0 Sharyland. We'll talk a little more about football and some volleyball coverage coming your way. You're carrying it live here at Sam Stadium in conjunction with KBSDI TV and the Hannah High School digital media class. As the field empties, 28-minute halftime begins. We'll be back with more. This is Real Sports Live.
With Westaco East High School. Thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Before you have time to worry, we'll get you taken care of fast and easy. Now you can get back to your day with a healthy smile.
A Piece of Cake by Ibarra's in Harlingen is a sweet stop for cakes, cookies, and pastries. The best in town for specialty cakes made to order. Sweetbread, cookies, pies, or how about cupcakes? At A Piece of Cake by Ibarra's, try a Texas-style cinnamon roll, or how about some tamales? Wedding cakes, graduations, you dream it and they can make it. The best in town is A Piece of Cake by Ibarra's in Harlingen.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for low prices? It's a Labor Day party.
The Hacienda Ford Labor Day sale is going on now. You can get a new F-150 starting at just $27,995 or 0% interest for 72 months.
We got the tailgates down and we're feeling all right. My Hacienda friends are saving money tonight.
Hacienda has it.
Back here at halftime, thanks again to Hacienda Ford for assisting us in broadcasting our game as we've reached halftime between the Sharyland Rattlers and the Pace Vikings. Right now, the Rattlers marching band getting assembled and their dance team out there performing here to the crowd on hand. Cameras will hone in there, and we don't have the video out there, or the audio out there, because of the fact that, well, when we're streaming these, whether we're here, whether we're on any of the platforms out there, if we don't outright own the rights to the music, or if we can't prove that we have the rights to the music, well, then the video's pulled, and so you lose the entire production. So you get yours truly talking while the performance is going on by the marching bands. One day we'll be big enough that we'll have the rights to all this music. We'll pay the fees and obtain the right structure to have that done. Our crews will be all over the place tomorrow on Rio Sports Live. We'll be back here at Sam Stadium as the Port Isabel Tarpons open their season against the Porter Cowboys, a 7:30 kickoff. Manny Madrano will be here for the call on that game. Yours truly will take System 1 up to Mission. It was a sold-out game in the blink of an eye as the season opener with the Mission Veterans Patriots taking on the Mission Eagles. 7:30 kickoff on that. These are all audio broadcasts coming your way. And another matchup between the small schools has a lot of interest, and we'll be there broadcasting that one. That'll be at Raymondville as Marco Munguia will take the call as La Feria takes on Raymondville. Last year, remember, the Raymondville Bearcats knocked off La Feria. La Feria Lions went on to make a run in the playoffs in the postseason. Bearcats also were a playoff team, and both bring enough firepower back that should be an exciting, entertaining ball game coming from Marco Munguia. Another broadcast tomorrow. Your Harlingen fans will be able to catch what's happening with the Cardinals if you can't make the trip, as Harlingen is taking on Pioneer. And so Sharyland Pioneer, I talked about this in some of our other broadcasts. If you've ever had a team that circled a game from last year to this year getting ready, Pioneer has to be one of those teams as they look at that score from last year's matchup with Harlingen. 64-17, the final score. Harlingen won that convincingly. At that time, everyone thought, wow, Pioneer just may struggle this year, and Harlingen may be world beaters. Flip the coin. Pioneer turned the season around. Harlingen ended up going in the playoffs, but by the end of the season, most were talking just how good can this Pioneer team be? And that carried through as they were narrowly defeated in their playoff game. Carried through the summer as we were covering 7-on-7 coverage of the Pioneer Diamondbacks, and we saw their quarterback and their receiving core, which is lights out good, get better. And so they're going to match up against a secondary for the Harlingen Cardinals this year that is maybe what the Cardinals are hanging their hats on to start this season to carry the load. So that'll be a broadcast game coming from Sharyland, Richard Thompson Stadium. Another game coming your way at PSJA Stadium tomorrow as a couple of PSJA schools are engaged. PSJA North opens the season against Memorial. And then we'll be in Harlingen. If you're on the road with the Harlingen Cardinals and you want to keep track of what's happening with Harlingen South, well then, Aaron Sines will have the call coming to you from Bogus Stadium, and we'll be broadcasting that one as well, as Harlingen South will be taking on the Edinburgh Bobcats. And just to add some icing on the cake, we got another one coming tomorrow night as Cal Allen's in town in San Benito to take on the Greyhounds of San Benito. Last year, the Hounds went to Cal Allen. This year, they bring the Cal Allen team into town. And a rare appearance for the San Benito Hounds on their home field at all this year. If I read it right, they've got 3 home games. One of them on week 1. That means you only got 2 more times to see them at home. We'll be there with live broadcast of the audio version of all those on a Friday night. This is video coverage coming your way on Thursday. We'll also have video coverage on Saturday as we're back here. I'll be back here on Saturday as Lopez opens the season and they bring in the Mac High Bulldogs. Rattler Band continues to assemble on the field. We'll take a break. I'll keep it a split screen so you fans can at least see the performance. And when I come back, we'll break down some statistics. One of our sponsors is San Benito EDC, assisting us in broadcasting this game, the next big event in San Benito. We'll talk about that when we come back.
Real Sports Live! Hi, we're Edinburgh Cougars, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live!
the new year off right. Alpha Men's Primary Care wants to remind all men it's time for your annual physical. Call to schedule an appointment. It's about the body, mind, and emotion. Stop feeling sluggish, having no energy, or being stressed. Alpha Men's Healthcare believes in a holistic approach to your overall health. Even if you have low testosterone, diabetes, high blood pressure, or gained weight, let Alpha Men's Primary Care help you increase your energy, stamina, endurance, and quality of life. Start feeling young again. Alpha Men's Primary Care is changing the way men's healthcare is done.
Fans, if you want to look your best at the next game, then let Chewy's Custom Sports go to work for you. From custom designs and graphics to mass production in-house. If it's hats, shirts, buttons, mugs, cups, banners, and more, then Chewy's is there for every team and every sport. A veteran-owned company in touch with the community. It's Chewy's Custom Sports in San Benito.
Thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Hola, les habla.
Back here on Real Sports Live as we're at halftime. Still 19 minutes on the clock as they're going to count this thing down. Both bands will get a chance to perform. Right now you see a widescreen view of the Sharyland Marching Band out there performing. They'll be involved in pigskin later on as they too are starting the season off here with some broadcast coverage during our halftime performance. Fans asking some questions here. They're asking if we're going to have any Mercedes games. Yes, we've got the Mercedes Tigers on the list of games we're broadcasting this year. And we've got them engaged in some big matchups. The Ed Couch Elsa game is going to be at Ed Couch. We'll have that one this year as we've been working in conjunction with the Ed Couch Elsa School District and Mr. John Cannon, allowing us to come in as the visiting broadcast crew for that one. So we'll have that one for you. Let's just go down the line and see the other times that we'll have Mercedes on there. We will have them a couple of times in our broadcast. Just going down with 176 games. That's a lot of games to pull together here. Of course, we'll be carrying the Sharyland team as they take on Ed Couch Elsa. That'll be a fun matchup. When Sharyland travels to Mercedes on October 25th, we'll have that broadcast. And looking down the line further, when Roma plays at Mercedes, we'll have that one too. So that's three of the home games for the Tigers that we'll have coming your way for you Tiger fans as we continue to roll out. Now yesterday, Bert Ruiz and I were out visiting stadiums, and we had a good visit with the school and the stadium in La Jolla. And so I'm in the process right now of making sure we have an announcer in place, and we'll be broadcasting all of the games starting next week from La Jolla. That includes Palmview, La Jolla, and Juarez-Lincoln. And that'll open up a lot of additional coverage there as we expand into that area. Broadcasting games from that stadium, it's very similar to Sam Stadium here. Nothing matches Sam Stadium as far as the number of games because of the number of schools that utilize this facility. However, most Thursday and Fridays, games going on in La Jolla, meaning that we can open up the video coverage on Thursdays and have some audio coverage as well, as is the case here at Sam Stadium. As the Sharyland band continues to perform, let me run down the first half stats for you. In this game, first of all, we'll just go down the line in comparison. Sharyland outgains pace to the tune of 167 to 134 in total offense. These are unofficial stats. I'm keeping them on the fly here. One day I'll have a statistician sitting right next to me punching in real-time numbers. But generally, I'm pretty much right on the mark or within what they would say a government view of it. 167 to 134 Rattlers in total offense, and they mix it up. 88 yards on the ground on 20 carries. 7 of 14 through the air, 79 yards and 2 touchdown passes, the only 2 scores of the game belonging to the Rattlers. Pace, 10 carries, 63 yards on the ground, 5 of 10 passing for 71 yards in the air. For the Vikings, quarterback Jose Banda went 5 of 10 in the first half for 71 yards. His leading receivers were Jalen Garcia, who had 2 catches for 42 yards, and Elijah Solis, who had a couple of catches for 26 yards. Also, Chase Morales had a catch for 3. On the ground, 18 yards on 1 carry for Jalen Garcia was the most yards by a tailback. 15 yards on a single carry for Michael Garza. 12 yards on 4 carries for Dylan Barron. 2 carries, 8 yards for Matthew Cuella. And Jose Banda ended up carrying the ball 2 times for a total of 8 yards. For the Sharyland Rattlers, in the passing game, Benjamin Valdivia was 7 of 14 for 79 yards and the 2 touchdowns. His leading receiver, 3 catches, leads the way with Will Patterson having the most catches, 15 yards. But as far as yards gained, 1 catch apiece for Emilio Hinojosa and Daniel Pena. Pena actually had 2 catches to get 25 yards. Hinojosa did that in 1. 1 catch in the first half for Robert Mancha for 14 yards. On the ground, 6 different players carried the ball for the Sharyland Rattlers in the first half. Valdivia paces the way with 26 yards on 10 carries. 18 yards on the ground on 3 carries for Damian Pruneda. 15 yards on 3 touches for Robert Mancha. 20 yards on the ground for Kevin Chavez down there on 2 jet sweeps. And 1 carry apiece for Mauricio Sanchez and Andreas Bonilla, netting 9 yards between the 2. That's your first half statistics. When we come back, I'll tell you about next week's broadcast games. I've already told you about this week's. I've got next week's schedule in front of me. And then we'll talk a little volleyball action here on Rio Sports. I want to remind you again, I talked to you about the next big event in San Benito. There it is on Saturday, September 21st, the South Texas Music Festival will be taking place at Haven Memorial Park at 705 North Bowie Street from 4 to 11 o'clock. Lots of music, lots of fun, lots of activity in the city of San Benito, which is one of our sponsors that assist us greatly in bringing us coverage of sports, not just high school, but primarily high school at this time of year anyway. All summer we were busy. Talk about some volleyball action right after this.
Que venga a visitarnos aquí a San Benito, crucen por el puente Los Indios, más bien conocido como el puente de Lucio Blanco. Visítenos a las atracciones que tenemos aquí en San Benito. Aquí los esperamos. Muchas gracias. Su amigo Benjamín Gómez.
District in San Benito is Main Street Boutique, a perfect stop, great atmosphere, locally owned and operated, and new items coming in every day. Something for everyone. Main Street Boutique in San Benito. Everyone's a winner at Kano Auto Sales 2 in Harlingen. Choose from a wide selection and score big today on West Expressway 83. Right now, how about this 2015 Chrysler 300S model with a Beat stereo, leather interior, navigation, $57,000, reduced today, $19,999. Or a 2012 Ram 1500, a Lone Star package, 5.7 Hemi engine, a towing package, automatic, $16,499. Or how about a diamond in the rough, 1998 Dodge 3500 dually with a 5th wheel, 4x4, power everything, heavy-duty bumper, $14,999. Financing is available with lending for all types. Every deal's a winner at Kano Auto Sales 2, in business since 2002, Harlingen, Texas.
Our professional advisors at Employee Retirement Service have been providing financial and retirement planning for many years for employees of different employment.
If you've spent your career in education and are ready for the next chapter, let the professionals at Employment Retirement Services help. You've worked hard, and now it's time to relax and enjoy with peace of mind and security.
Help fulfill your retirement needs. Come experience the difference with us.
And let's plan your retirement together. Call us at 956-440-8774 to schedule your appointment today.
Hi, we're the Edinburgh Bobcats. Thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Come see what the City of San Benito has to offer today. Business owners, visit the San Benito Chamber of Commerce and find out how they can help you be a part of the new and exciting growth the city is experiencing today. Supporting business, community, and the teams, San Benito Chamber of Commerce. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for the fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito. Whether you're visiting or vacationing at South Padre Island, be sure to book your place to stay with Island Services. Locally owned for over 40 years. Trusted, reliable for condo and beach house rentals. Call and visit the website today. Island Services.
A piece of cake.
Back here on Rio Sports Live as we have some additional scores now strolling through there. We see Eagle Pass up on Uvalde 14-7. Flower Bluff all over PSJA at 23-0. And our score 13-0 here with the Sharyland Rattlers on. You can see the video games, or the audio games coming up on Rio Sports Live. PSJA North at Memorial. That's a broadcast game here on Rio Sports Live. Edinburgh at Harlingen South also bringing you that one as well. High school volleyball again kicks into high gear. It's already been in high gear, but we got some good ones tomorrow, or Saturday, that is. McAllen will be in town to take on Los Fresnos. We'll have that one for you. And we've got a couple of other games that we'll be bringing you on Saturday. I'm trying to juggle right now on which direction we're going to go with the volleyball coverage. But it is coming in a big, big way here on Rio Sports Live. Send a shout out to Billy Watson, who's watching us out there back in the land of Texas Tech. Billy helped us throughout the summer, a tremendous young man, and his junior year now in college. Wow. Can't believe we've reached that level of already Billy's a junior. Look forward to his reports as he is now locked in a couple of writing jobs out there in Lubbock, Texas, while he's attending his junior year. Next week, our Thursday video coverage. Check this out. We'll be right back here. I'll see you here early. Get here early for this one. Edinburgh Vela in town to take on the Hannah Eagles. That's a Thursday video special. Our video game with System 1 will be right here for that one on next Thursday night. We'll also have additional broadcasts. How about this one? We're going to open up the cameras and be at La Villa next Thursday night, as Three Rivers will be in town to take on the La Villa Cardinals. San Benito will be on the road as they become road warriors after this week anyway, but we'll follow them as they'll be taking on Victoria West at Cal Allen. That's a Thursday game. We'll have to work the details with Coach Gomez. He does not like video coverage at all. Allows us to do some audio, so we may have to still bring Greyhound fans audio only, even though it's a Thursday night, but at least we'll be out there broadcasting the game. We'll also be at PSJA next Thursday night, live video coverage of Donna taking on PSJA Southwest. And Harlingen will be at home on a Thursday night to take on Laredo United South. That's a broadcast game with video coverage. Aaron Sines will be having the play-by-play on that. He's one of my favorite color commentary guys I've worked with in doing games down here in the Rio Grande Valley. I talked earlier about being out at La Jolla Stadium, and indeed, on Thursday night, another video game, as we'll have the Sharyland Pioneer Diamondbacks at Juarez Lincoln. And the next Friday, you'll get a chance to continue coverage here on Rio Sports Live, as we will have the McCallum Memorial at Sharyland game. That's where I'll be next Friday, back at Sharyland High School for McCallum Memorial in town. We'll also have the first home game for the Los Fresnos Falcons next Friday night, as Laredo LBJ will be there. Marco Munguia with a call on that. La Feria fans, you'll get to unveil the new stadium turf, and we'll be there for your first game. It's a rivalry game as Santa Rosa's Warriors in town to take on the La Feria Lions. And then we also have the Brownsville Veterans and Lopez game. That'll be a broadcast game coming your way as well, as That one will be coming your way on Friday night with video. We'll also have Harlingen South taking on PSJA North at PSJA Stadium. And then we'll be in Lyford for the Hidalgo-Lyford game. And then we'll also be in Mission for PSJA Memorial and Mission as we open up the coverage even broader next week with 6 broadcast games on Thursday. 2, 3, 4, 5, and come back with 7 more on Friday. And then we wrap it up here at Sam Stadium as the Pace Vikings will be back here, and they'll take on Porter next Saturday night. That's just next week. I talked about this week. I talked about next week. We'll talk about some of the bigger games coming up as you see the Pace Viking Band. Again, I'll use the split screen so you can continue to watch your band. 5 minutes on the clock before the second half starts. Sharyland leads at 13-0. This is Real Sports Live in conjunction with KBSDI TV out of Brownsville, Texas, from Sam Stadium on a Thursday night.
The best in town for specialty cakes made to order. Sweetbread, cookies, pies, or how about cupcakes? Add a piece of cake by Ibarra's, try a Texas-style cinnamon roll, or how about some tamales? Wedding cakes, graduations, you dream it and they can make it. The best in town is a piece of cake by Ibarra's in Harlingen.
Thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles. How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you, Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
Hi, we're Robert Miller's favorite cats, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
At First Community Bank, we believe in small business.
When Jennifer and Jimmy Wilson started Wild August Nursery and Flower Farm, they found Ricky Leal at First Community Bank had the financing to help them grow.
Make FCB your bank.
Hi, we're Sharyland Rattlers, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Hola, les habla su amigo Benjamín Gómez, el alcalde de San Benito, invitando a toda la gente que venga a visitarnos aquí a San Benito. Crucen por el puente Los Indios, más bien conocido como el puente de Lucio Blanco. Visítenos a las atracciones que tenemos aquí en San Benito. Aquí los esperamos. Muchas gracias. Su amigo Benjamín Gómez.
Back here on Real Sports Live at our halftime break, you can see the Pace Viking Band out there continuing to perform here to the fans. And the home side will hope to get some magic generated to start the second half as the Vikings find themselves on the short end of a 13-0 score to the Sharyland Rattlers. Again, the Vikings will be back here on Saturday night, a week from this Saturday. They'll be here against Porter. And meanwhile, Sharyland will be at home next week, and we'll have both of those games. So we'll follow both of these teams on their travels after they leave this facility here tonight. Our halftime sponsor, again, Hacienda Ford, one of our biggest sponsors here on Real Sports Live. But they're not the only one. You see South Padre Island up there. Alpha Men's Clinic, another big-time contributor to Real Sports Live. Of course, the city of San Benito, we talked about their next big event in San Benito. And VTX1 assisting us greatly with the implementation of our Roku channel. And also with the assistance through the studio, which I refer to as my other hand tied behind my back area. Anytime I'm touring anyone through Real Sports Live, we've got a full-blown studio. And anyone that asks, well, is that all you're doing, Joe? Which it's a lot of games that we've covered, but when I do have the opportunity, I like to say that we're building this station one step at a time. We got the live coverage. We got the replays on tap. We are running a Roku channel as it's been built. But the full presentation of these studio shows, and the vision is that we're going to carry that through through this football season and at least start opening up at least 1, 2 to 3 shows a day. That'll be full live video shows coming to you from the studio, in which we'll have expanded coverage of teams, players, and events covering sports here in the Rio Grande Valley at a true unique level. When suddenly you're talking about a 1-hour sportscast in the morning to kind of get you fans caught up on what happened the night before and what's happening during the day, and then a full-blown 1-hour show at 6 o'clock, another one coming at 10 o'clock with full-blown, again, sports coverage from a studio perspective with interviews, highlights, and insights from those in the studio. We'll take our final break as the Pace Viking band makes their way out. The Sharyland Rattler football team makes their way to the sideline. We're waiting the arrival of the Pace Vikings. As a matter of fact, here they come out of the tunnel as we speak. Second half kickoff coming up. This has been halftime from Sam Stadium on Rio Sports.
How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you, Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
Hi, we're Rattlers and thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for the fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
Back here, thanks again to the good folks at Hacienda Ford. You see that helmet scrolling through there, and also with Vantage Media assisting us in getting some production put together, as you're going to see more and more graphics popping up now on Rio Sports Live as we ramp up our appearance in our broadcast of our games and our events. And we're not just about high school as well. We're covering multiple sporting events throughout the Rio Grande Valley. Well, you see some of the additional coverage coming soon. Kickoff and away we go to start the second half. Vikings return it out across the 15 to the 20, 25 to the left sideline to the 30, 35-yard line to the 40, 45 out to the 50-yard line. That's how the second half begins on a return for the Vikings. Jalen Garcia on that return. And the Vikings offense will get good field position to start a drive to start the second half. One of the sponsors here at Sam Stadium is Cane's Chicken. Man, I'm going there after this game. I know we don't have any restaurants right now advertising with us, but I'll sure as heck talk about what's on the video screen right now. Cane's Chicken, one of the sponsors here for Brownsville. Our thanks again to Brownsville Schools and for Sharyland Schools for assisting us in broadcasting this game. Fans, we are on the verge of having Sharyland and Brownsville both become active as sponsors of Rio Sports Live, giving a chance for us to showcase not just the athletes here on the field, but you'll get a chance to see many of the accolades that these schools are the things they're accomplishing is just incredible. We're running some videos now of Harlingen. You'll also see these videos coming of Sharyland and Brownsville, and I'm going to have continued discussions with schools on giving them an opportunity to showcase their schools and what's going on here within the districts, not just an athletic. Nice pass out across the 30, inside the 20, down to the 15. First down for the Vikings, and they are moving. Elijah Solis on the catch. Terrific pitch and catch that time from Bonda to Solis. They haven't moved the chains just yet. That should go for a 35-yard completion. Until they move those chains, I'm not doing it. Now it is 35-yard completed pass. Vikings set up shop first and goal as they mark off a penalty at the end of that. So first and goal inside the 10. Mark it down at the Rattlers 7, and Bonda has come out swinging with his Pace Viking team connecting on the pass to Solis. Bonda going to run it this time. Left side spins forward, got to the end zone. He is just short. Brought down at the 1 yard line. Jose Bonda knocking on the door, trying to get in the end zone. Watch Bonda here. He is real close, but just shy of the goal line. Second and goal coming up for the Vikings. After being shut out in the first half, they start a drive at the midfield stripe, and in the blink of an eye, a minute and a half later, Bonda under center. Turns, hands it off, running left-hand side, end zone, touchdown Vikings, and they made it look easy to start the second half. A carry by Matthew Cuellar, and the Pace Vikings, whatever was said during the halftime break, their offense responded. You can see this run by Cuellar. It didn't need much, but he was 2 yards in the end zone before anybody touched him. And the PAT is coming up. Took just over a minute and a half for the Vikings to score. And the kicker, Christian Zapata, puts it away, and it is good. Vikings score. 13-7 your score. Kickoff coming up.
Don't worry. We'll get you taken care of fast and easy. Now you can get back to your day with a healthy smile.
Hi, we're Brownsville veterans, and thanks for watching Real Sports Live.
Truck Techs in Harlingen is your source for lifts, wheels, and tires. Talking trucks of any size, any model, and any year. Specializing in accessories with top-of-the-line products to bring that special look to your truck in a professional way. Lifts, wheels, and tires, with financing available too. Call today or stop by Truck Techs in Harlingen.
Back here as we get set for the kickoff at Sam's Stadium on a Thursday night. And the Sharyland Rattlers, who scored 13 points to start the game in the second half, find themselves giving up their first points of the season. And now leading but just 13-7. Kickoff returnable out across the 15, middle of the field to the 20. 25-yard line for the Rattlers on the return, still on his feet across the 30, now across the 40-yard line on a return by Emmanuel Cantu for the Rattlers of Sharyland. So each team with a kickoff return to start this second half. And these are guys that are taking on hits and getting through tacklers to get additional yardage on these carries. So how will the Rattlers offense respond to start this second half? Benjamin Valdivia was 7-14 with 79 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first half. Hands off here. Not a lot of room as Damian Pruneda is stood up. He'll gain 2 on the play and bring up 2nd and 8. Pruneda, his 4th carry of the night. As they've mixed it up running the football for the Rattlers, there's no feature back, at least not tonight. As including Valdivia, the quarterback, 7 different guys have run the ball. No, 6 different ball carriers for the Rattlers. Man in motion is Sanchez. Ball is going to be kept and nothing doing as Valdivia struggles to get back to the line of scrimmage. And so the early indication is that the Pace Vikings got the wake-up call in the locker room in the halftime break, and right now have seized on their home field the momentum to start this second half of play. Valdivia, now it's 3rd and 9. Sends Sanchez in motion, going to throw. Long ball down the right side, and it's going to be a diving incomplete pass. Hinojosa did all he could to get to that ball. And so the Vikings get a stop, a 3-and-out for the Sharyland Rattlers. And with 8:57 to go here in the third quarter, the Vikings will get their hands back on the football. Elijah Solis back to return this kick. Back there with him is Jalen Garcia. Both stand around their 20. Wobbly kick. Returnable. Oh, nice hit, but staying on his feet, getting across the 20-yard line was Solis. Magic act that time, just staying on his feet at all on that return. Vikings offense back on the field when we return.
Tapes and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past? First pressings, collectibles. How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics to hot.
It didn't take him long. Bonda got on the field, took a snap, and here come the Rattlers, and a big sack by the defense for the Sharyland Rattlers. And that halts the momentum gained by the Pace Vikings to start this second half, as they'll drop Bonda all the way back to his own 10, a 12-yard loss on the play. I cut that commercial spot short. That was my wife and I's store, so I can get away with that. Normally on a broadcast, you would roll that and say, well, it looked like I had time, but I didn't. I'll hear it from my wife when I get home. Bonda running the ball for the Vikings. Carries it across the 20, 25, gets to the other side of the field, 30, 35, 40. Bonda on the carry. First down and a bundle for the Vikings. They move the chains again. Jose Bonda nearly took that to the house. You can see here, he kind of froze the defense, and then he cuts it across the field. It's a foot race from there. Bonda taking it into Rattler territory. And that's a 45-yard gain for Jose Bonda. And the Pace Vikings. Whistle blows. Timeout called. Officials will head to the sideline. 13-7 your score. Rattlers and Vikings heating up here in the second half.
237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
Come see what the City of San Benito has to offer today. Business owners, visit the San Benito Chamber of Commerce and find out how they can help you be a part of the new and exciting growth the city is experiencing today. Supporting business, community, and the teams, San Benito Chamber of Commerce.
Before you have time to worry, we'll get you taken care of fast and easy. Now you can get back to your day with a healthy smile.
Needing a treat before or after the big game? Then, when in Harlingen, stop in at the Scoop Ice Cream Parlor and Deli and treat yourself to some amazing things. Ice creams, shakes, sundaes, banana splits, and that's just a sample. If you can dream it, they can make it at the Scoop in Harlingen. From the deli comes a variety of sandwiches that is sure to bring you back for more. Hamburgers and hot dogs served every day. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 7, Sundays from 12 to 6 on F Street in Harlingen. It's the Scoop Ice Cream Parlor and Deli.
Back to action. Bonda takes a snap. Hands it off. Running play for the Vikings. Bounces to the outside left side. 40, 35, 30. Down the sideline. 25, 20, 15. Inside the 15. First down for the Vikings on a carry by Barron. And this Viking offense has literally woke up here to start this second half. Watch this one. Blocking there. Look at those linemen all the way downfield delivering blocks. And Bonda finally tracked down by the secondary on a huge carry, his best carry of the night. And this Viking team sets up shop at the 13-yard line of the Rattlers. It's a 32-yard scamper for Barron. Vikings Bonda takes a snap, hands it off. This is going to be Cuellar. Cuellar tripped up as he got to the 10. Credit for 3 yards on the carry. 13-7 game with 6:26 left here in the third quarter of play. Vikings now with 243 yards of offense, 137 on the ground. Thanks to big carries by Bonda and Barron on this drive alone. They've got 77 yards on 2 carries. Bonda rolls right side, fires a pass, and it's picked off by the Rattlers out of the end zone across the 15-yard line. Rattlers pick it off. Penalty comes in late after the play. Vikings are trying to wave that off, saying it's going to be against the Rattlers. That may be a post-possession flag. Flag was thrown out about the spot where the ball carrier was brought down after the interception. And so the Vikings were knocking on the door right there of tying the game, minimum, potentially taking the lead, but the Rattler defense with a huge pick. Still no official call yet on what the penalty was. It'll be unsportsmanlike against the Rattlers. That's a post-possession, and so the Rattlers will get the interception, and they'll have the football, but they'll have to start the drive back inside their 10. And you can get in a lot of trouble here, too, if you're not careful. Even though you stop momentum in a big way, you prevented a score. But back here this close to the end zone, you have to at least be a little cautious if you're the Sharyland Rattlers. They'll run it out of a shotgun on this first down play. Before the snap, they'll call a timeout on the field. Important call here. 5:59 left here in the third quarter. Rattlers leading 13-7. This one's anything but over.
South Padre Island Golf Club. Come for a visit. Stay for a lifetime.
Located in the historic downtown district in San Benito is Main Street Boutique. A perfect stop, great atmosphere, locally owned and operated, and new items coming in every day. Something for everyone. Main Street Boutique in San Benito. Back here as the timeout was called by the Sharyland Rattlers. Their first timeout here in the second half. And so their offense on the field. Football just outside their 6-yard line. This coming off an interception at the goal line by the Rattler defense. They immediately called a timeout before the snap after there was a penalty called on the return of the interception. Like I was talking about, the Rattlers want to be real certain of what happens here, because you can take that interception And that can become a distant, distant memory if something bad were to happen here this far back near your own end zone. Grown by the fans there as the official said something. 13-7 game. They'll pass the ball out on the right side. It's going to be caught across the 13-yard line. A huge hit delivered there by the Vikings. Hanging on to the football was Will Patterson for his 4th catch of the night. But a short gain. And watch the hits that come in at the end of this. Good news, Patterson caught the ball for the Rattlers. Bad news, 4 Vikings there to meet him. 2nd down and 8 coming up for the Sharyland Rattlers. Clock running with 5:28 to go in the third quarter. A third quarter that has been dominated by the Pace Vikings. Rattler defense coming up with the biggest play in the past couple, and now trying to capitalize as the offense. Valdivia hands the ball off this time. Running play, they'll get outside the 10, right back to the line of scrimmage. Not much yardage there. Andres Bonilla on the carry. Might get a yard on that. Check that, give him 3. 3rd down and 4 coming up for the Sharyland Rattlers. Valdivia swings a pass, left side, caught, and now near first down yardage. We'll have to wait for the spot. It looked like the receiver was going to be able to turn upfield, but Robert Mancha was just met by a wall of defenders right there. And we'll look at the forward progress. It will be enough, or will it? The first chain guy had started pulling in a northward fashion. The anchor man back there inside the 10 held up. The reason there's a penalty flag on this side of the field. It'll be offsides against the Vikings. And so they will not need the pass completion, which would have been close to first down yardage. They'll take the 5-yard penalty and ensure that it's first down for Sharyland. After they spot the ball, Rattlers already up there with the offense at the line. 3 receivers right side, single receivers left side. Valdivia has been at the quarterback throughout the night. Waits for the snap on first down. Motion man is Sanchez. This is Valdivia right up the middle. Stretches to the 25-yard line as he'll gain 6 strong yards on that carry. His 12th carry of the night for the Sharyland Rattlers. Now, if Sharyland can mount a sustained drive here after that interception, that can take the wind out of the sails of what the Pace Vikings were rolling through coming out of that halftime break. Sweep, right side. Football comes loose, and the Vikings may get it. Looks like the Vikings recover. No, a Rattler got in there to get on it. Andres Bonilla saves the day on that one. You can see here the jet sweep was in action. Mancha, and the big hit there delivered by the Vikings, as that was Danny Salazar knocking the ball loose. But fortunately for Sharyland, Bonilla was there to fall on that ball. 3rd down play. This is Valdivia to the outside. They stretch him out. He's hit hard. Down he goes. Coming over that time, looked like Joey Garcia. Or check that, Joey Garza on the hit for the Vikings. Short of first down yardage. Decision time now for the Sharyland Rattlers. And decision was made easily. Punting team, enter the field. 4th and less than a yard, but you're inside your own 30. And already the Vikings have shown that this offense is clicking. Here in the second half, you don't dare want to give them short yardage, short field to start a drive. They'll still get good field position out of this on the exchange. Deep spiraling punt, a great punt. Takes a Rattler roll inside the 25-yard line. Delivering that punt was Sebastian Hinojosa. And he flips the field as he puts the Pace Vikings all the way back to their own 22 to start this drive. That's about as good as you can ask for the Rattlers And the special teams helps them out. 2:21 left here in this third quarter of play. Vikings back out on the field. Jose Banda back to direct the show. One hiccup here in the third quarter. Otherwise, everything to perfection. Here comes penalty flags, but on that snap. Blows that play dead. Tomorrow night, you'll get to hear the voices of Marco Munguia, J.R. Gully, Manny Medrano, all bringing us coverage. Going to put Jacob in action, too. I'll be at Mission tomorrow night. Manny Medrano will be here in Sam Stadium. He's familiar with the broadcast setup here. All audio games coming your way on Friday nights. That's the big, big curtain still pulled across by the UIL. 5-yard penalty against the Vikings. It's now 1st and 15. Banda takes a high snap, going to run. Misses, makes a man miss, got it out across the 25-yard line. You got the penalty yards back and a couple on that carry by Banda. He's now got 55 yards on the ground on 6 carries. That's a little deceiving as one of those. It was a loss of 12. Otherwise, he's still averaging 9.2 yards per carry on the night for Jose Banda. Vikings now with 251 yards of offense compared to 191 for the Rattlers. 145 yards on the ground for Pace. Minute 38 left in the third as Banda takes a snap. On the read, runs it up the middle. Got a couple. Interior defense that time for the Rattlers. They had to shut that one down. One of the guys in there was Santino Pascual, the senior linebacker for Sharyland. Third down, a little over 5 yards to go for the Vikings. We'll go under 10 minutes, or under a minute left here in this third quarter on the snap. Play clock at 18 as Banda brings him up. 2 receivers right side, out to the left side goes Jalen Garcia. Banda looks, going to run, has some room out across the 30, and a first down and a bunch more. Across the 40 to the 45. First down for Jose Banda and the Vikings. 21 yards. Banda was one block here that's going to spring him. One defender had a chance, couldn't get to him, and then Banda was already passed. That was Will Patterson who got turned inside and couldn't quite get back to contain Banda on that carry. First down for the Vikings. Clock running, 30 seconds and counting here in this third quarter of play. On first down, Banda going to throw. Rifles it deep down the left side, and it's incomplete out of the hands of Jalen Garcia. Timing route there, you could see Garcia never looked up at the ball until it was right there. Keeping Emmanuel Garcia, the defender, in a bit of a mystery as to when the ball was coming. That's tough to do as a receiver. But it's full trust in your quarterback to put the ball on the spot. Clock stops with 16 seconds left here in the third quarter. Banda brings him up. Two backs in the backfield on this second down play. Going to run up the middle, and he dives forward inside the 50-yard line. That time, new ball Banda on the carry. When they mark him down, that'll be 8 yards on the gain. Make it 7. Third down, now a long 3. And the third quarter comes to an end. A third quarter dominated by pace, but tack on one big play by the Rattler defense to preserve the lead. One score game, 13-7 Sharyland when we start the fourth.
One word, fresh. At the Sea Ranch, we combine a fresh, inviting atmosphere with chef-inspired cuisine prepared from the freshest local shrimp, oysters, snapper, and mahi-mahi. Our salmon, Alaskan king crab, and live Maine lobsters are flown in fresh. A local favorite for over 30 years, the Sea Ranch. Come enjoy a fresh experience.
South Padre Island Golf Club. Come for a visit. Stay for a lifetime.
As this fourth quarter begins on a running play. And now fourth down coming up for the Pace Vikings. And here, you take a hard look at how you want to play things out. Right now, they're bringing the punting team in immediately. So they'll play field position here in a one-score game. (13-6) game. It was a 13-0 score at halftime. Now timeout called by the Vikings. A little miscommunication there as the Rattler special teams were possibly in a position to make a big play. With that timeout, we'll be able to step aside. Hacienda Ford out of Edinburgh, Texas, one of our advertising sponsors that assists us in bringing this broadcast to you. This one coming your way. Rattlers of Sharyland and Brownsville Pace in conjunction with KBSDI TV out of Brownsville, Texas, the school district, and Hannah High School Digital Media. One of the camera operators tonight, Jessica Reyna, assisting us with all the great work as we continue to cover high school sports.
Are you ready? Are you ready for low prices? It's a Labor Day party.
It's the Hacienda Ford Labor Day sale where you can get a 2019 Ford EcoSport with navigation and an 8-inch touchscreen for just $17,495.
We got the tailgates down and we're feeling all right. My Hacienda friends are saving money tonight.
Hacienda has it.
I'm going to bring it back here as fourth down for the Pace Vikings as their punting team in. Nobody back to return this kick, though, for the Rattlers. Vikings looking to pass the ball, throw it, and complete the pass and get a first down. They fake the punt and move the chains. Completed pass that time. Marcos Cuevas, the backup quarterback, delivers the strike. And that's enough for a first down for the Pace Vikings. Watch this, rolling out. That's intense pressure. And finding his man. In this case, the first catch of the night for one John Moody. On a fourth down. Now Bonda back in the game. Hit. Gets away from one man, won't get away for the next two, and down he goes. Jose Bonda gave up ground after he got hit as he disengaged from the would-be tackler. But that resulted in a loss of additional yards all the way back to the 49-yard line of the Rattlers. That's a 10-yard loss. Second down for the Pace Vikings. On a hard count, here comes a blitz up the middle. They pick that up. Bonda gets rid of the ball down the middle. Caught inside the 25-yard line. First down, Vikings. They picked up the blitz, and Bonda delivers. 26-yard strike, and you can see all the time was there, and then the middle was wide open. That's where the blitz came from. Coming back for the ball, and the catch was made by Jalen Garcia. Another deep ball delivered by Bonda. That's three balls caught over 20 yards. Now they take a timeout as one of the players, I believe, is cramping up. That's going to start happening here in week 1. It generally does. 10:20 remaining here in the fourth quarter play. Vikings offense now with over 300 yards in total yards.
Then, when in Harlingen, stop in at the Scoop Ice Cream Parlor and Deli and treat yourself to some amazing things. Ice creams, shakes, sundaes, banana splits, and that's just a sample. If you can dream it, they can make it at the Scoop in Harlingen. From the deli comes a variety of sandwiches that is sure to bring you back for more. Hamburgers and hot dogs served every day. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 7, Sundays from 12 to 6 on F Street in Harlingen. It's the Scoop Ice Cream Parlor and Deli.
Truck Techs in Harlingen.
Vikings will have it at the 26-yard line of the Sharyland Rattlers as we continue play here in this fourth quarter. Shotgun formation for Jose Banda. Hands it off up the middle. This is Cuellar. Takes it inside the 20. Running hard to about the 18-yard line. Cuellar on his 5th carry of the night. 6-yard gain brings up 2nd and 4 for the Vikings. 171 yards on the ground right now for the Vikings here in this ball game compared to 107 for the Rattlers. And then the passing game, 138-84, advantage home team, the Vikings. Banda hands it off. Stumbling forward is Barron. That's close to first down yardage. Now mark him down near the 16, which is enough to move the chains for a first down. Crowd making some noise now for the Vikings as they're in the red zone of the Sharyland Rattlers. And a new set of downs to work with the clock running at 9:07 left in the ball game. Banda keeps 2 backs back there with him. To his left is Cuellar, his right is Barron. Then the whistle blows. Timeout called by the Vikings. That's their 2nd timeout here in the second half. 1 left.
Size, any model, and any year. Specializing in accessories with top-of-the-line products to bring that special look to your truck in a professional way. Lifts, wheels, and tires, with financing available too. Call today or stop by Truck Techs in Harlingen.
A Piece of Cake by Ibarras in Harlingen is a sweet stop for cakes, cookies, and pastries. The best in town for specialty cakes made to order. Sweetbread, cookies, pies, or how about cupcakes? At A Piece of Cake by Ibarras, try a Texas-style cinnamon roll, or how about some tamales? Wedding cakes, graduations, you dream it and they can make it. The best in town is A Piece of Cake by Ibarras in Harlingen.
Back here, action at the Vikings first down play. Banda keeps it on a read, sidesteps a man, and is brought down, is hanging on and making the tackle was Ethan Garza. Garza hit Banda high. Banda sidestepped that for a moment. And then good textbook tackling there by Garza as he dropped down lower on that tackle, maintained the grasp, and didn't let his man get away. 2nd down, and now 14 yards to go for the Pace Vikings. 8:24 to go, and those timeouts, when you're looking up and it's a 1-score game, you're not too concerned with 8 minutes left, but at the same time you are as a coach in a 1-score game. That ball's tipped and incomplete in the direction of Elijah Solis. Jonathan Alanis on the defense. Banda now 7 of 15 for 132 in the air. Clock stops with 8:07 remaining. 3rd quarter action. Check that 4th quarter action. as the Pace Vikings just inside the 20 of the Sharyland Rattlers. Our broadcast continues tomorrow. Again, live audio coverage from multiple locations, including right back here at Sam Stadium as Port Isabel's in town to take on Lopez. Check that Porter. Pass play by Bonda. That's caught inside the 10-yard line. Now inside the 5, diving to the end zone, and touchdown Vikings. Second effort, third effort, and touchdown. 6 points on the board. Tie game. Now watch this pass. Bonda delivers it. Coming back to the ball. That should have ended the play. It didn't. Extra effort, touchdown Vikings. And all tied at 13 apiece. Bonda on the strike. Now the extra point for the Vikings to take the lead. Still 8 minutes left in this game. Well, 7:57. You might as well call it 8. Vikings looking to take the lead for the first time on the night. Snap is a good one. The kick is away, but no good. Nothing decided here at Sam Stadium. All tied at 13. Kickoff coming up.
Big game, then when in Harlingen, stop in at the Scoop Ice Cream Parlor and Deli and treat yourself to some amazing things. Ice creams, shakes, sundaes, banana splits, and that's just a sample. If you can dream it, they can make it at the Scoop in Harlingen. From the deli comes a variety of sandwiches that is sure to bring you back for more. Hamburgers and hot dogs served every day. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 7, Sundays from 12 to 6 on F Street in Harlingen. It's the Scoop Ice Cream Parlor and Deli.
Truck Techs in Harlingen is your source for lifts, wheels, and tires. Talking trucks of any size, any model, and any year. Specializing in accessories with top-of-the-line products to bring that special look to your truck in a professional way. Lifts, wheels, and tires, with financing available too. Call today or stop by Truck Techs in Harlingen.
Kickoff time for the Vikings, but before that, penalty yards assessed against the Sharyland Rattlers. Unsportsmanlike conduct, and so the kickoff will happen from the Rattler 45. Recapping your scoring in the second quarter with 7:33 to go. The Rattlers struck when Valdivia to Daniel Pena. Extra point was missed. It was a 6-0 game. It was another timeout on the field. Sticking with your scoring, still in the second quarter, 2:33 left on a 7-yard pass. Valdivia this time hooked up with Will Patterson. Extra point was good, and Sharyland led 13-0. That carried through the halftime break. On the second half, the beginning with a drive by the Pace Vikings, capped off by a 2-yard run by Cuellar for the Vikings. It made it a 13-7 game. And now recently, with 7:57 left here in this game, Bonda to Garcia, 18 yards. Extra point no good. All knotted up at 13 apiece. Yardage, advantage Pace, 333 to 191 in total yards. 177 on the ground, 156 for the Vikings through the air. Rattlers with 107 yards and rushing, 84 yards through the air. And all tied up at 13 apiece. Vikings have never led in this game. We were tied at 0 at the end of the first quarter. A lot of options here for the Vikings on their home field. Kicking off from your opponent's 45-yard line. Short kick. Bounces off a Rattler. That's a live football. Still live as they get into a pileup. I think the Rattlers got it back. Out across the 21-yard line. Hold your breath time there for a moment for the Sharyland faithful. And now their offense steps on the field, no longer protecting a lead, but in their case, fortunately, not having to come from behind as they step on. Valdivia is 9 of 17 for 84 yards in the air. He's got 2 touchdown passes. He's also rushed for 36 yards in the game. It's not panic time by any stretch for this Rattler team. This game's within anyone's grasp here, Viking or Rattler, of claiming the victory. Running play up the middle for the Rattlers. Short gain for Kevin Chavez. He stays on his feet for some extra effort. Really not much gained on the play. That, too, has been evident here in the second half that the Vikings defense has shifted into another gear. Empty backfield now for Valdivia. Looks right, swings it there, caught. Room down the sideline, across the 30 to the 35-yard line, out to the 37. Pitch and catch to Kevin Chavez. And Sharyland able to move those chains on that play. As Valdivia connects with his 5th different receiver of the night. Valdivia sends a man in motion. Keeps it himself up the middle, across the 40 to the 44-yard line. Good 8 yards on that carry by Benjamin Valdivia. Under 7 minutes left in the football game. Rattlers, it doesn't get any easier for them next week. They're at home against McCallum Memorial. 6:43 left here in this one. Swing pass, left side, caught, first down, and some more. Here's Daniel Pena. Down the left-hand side, he may go. 20, 10, 5, Pena, 6 points, Rattlers. Daniel Pena took a hit after the catch and then takes it to the end zone. You'll see here that pass was delivered. He was hit there and then just turned it on for the score for Pena. His 3rd catch of the night, none bigger than that 54-yard strike. Third touchdown pass of the game for Valdivia. For Pena, his 2nd touchdown of the evening. The extra point is away and good. Rattlers respond to the pace touchdown with an impressive drive. It didn't take much time off the clock. They lead by 7. 6:28 left.
We'll get you taken care of fast and easy. Now you can get back to your day with a healthy smile.
Located in the historic downtown district in San Benito is Main Street Boutique. A perfect stop, great atmosphere, locally owned and operated, and new items coming in every day. Something for everyone. Main Street Boutique in San Benito.
At First Community Bank, we believe in small business.
When Dr. Armando Salazar decided to build new dental offices in Port Isabel, John Reed at First Community Bank had the perfect financing options.
Make FCB your bank.
Bring it back here as in Sam Stadium. Nothing really in the books yet, but the Sharyland Rattlers took a major hit by the Pace Vikings here in the second half. After a 13-point lead was erased, now they lead again. Kicking off, this time coverage better for the Rattlers as the Vikings take the ball across the 15, will not get to the 20. And so Jose Bonda and his troops will have to go back to work for the Pace Vikings. as they're staring uphill yet again at the scoreboard as they trail by 7. Well, once again, you look back at the timeout situation. The Vikings had to burn 2 already here in this second half. They've got 1 left. Again, it's by no means panic time yet regarding that, as they're talking things over before they even make their way onto the field. And the way the team's been moving the football, you got to like the confidence level anyway. That's how they've moved the ball here in this second half. The Rattlers are having some discussions right behind that huddle with the officials. Pretty animated there. 4 players spotted something that they wanted to get clarified. That was done. Officials got him in check. And we're ready for the snap as Jose Bonda sets him down. On a read, keeps it himself. Bounces to the outside. Hit there. Down he goes. Vikings wanted a face mask on that. That was close. And a loss on the play of 2. Second and 12. Bond in the passing game is 8 of 16 for 150 yards. Biggest receiver tonight is Jalen Garcia. 4 catches, 86 yards, and a touchdown. Bonda on second down. 5:39 left here in this game. Gonna throw. Delivers it, and it's a diving attempt, but incomplete. Underthrown in the direction of Jalen Garcia. Garcia ran a good route that time as he broke off in front of those defenders back there in the secondary. Bonda delivering that ball underneath, threw it low. A lot of times you'll see a quarterback do that just to ensure that his guy is the only one that has a chance to catch it when it's in traffic. But there was better separation than that when they go back and see that play. 5:30 left in the game. Bonda to throw on third down. Deeper drop this time, and it's tipped and nearly intercepted, incomplete. Jonathan Alanis was right there, stepping in front of the defender, and the Viking offense, unable to move the ball on that drive, will have to punt the ball away. And now if you're Sharyland, you can start dissecting this thing down. You got the stop. You're going to get the ball back. It's going to be in pretty good field position. You can start knocking off some clock while protecting the lead. Not saying go into true conservative mode, but that clock can become more and more of your friend. The punt is away, a short kick. Off a Rattler. That's a live football, still live, and now it's undetermined who got it. Vikings say they did. No indication yet from the official. That is a live football. Vikings football. Rattlers miscue the punt return. And the Pace Vikings. Now watch this. That was touched there, so that's a live ball. Underneath there. Not sure who ended up recovering the ball. I think they're saying 55, and if that's the case, that's Sergio Benavides, who got his hands on that ball. So Sharyland opens the door for the Pace Vikings on a turnover on special teams. Bonda with a new life brings the offense back out on the field. Again, it's not panic time with 5:13 left. But you want to take advantage of possessions now if you're the Vikings. Deep drop by Bonda. He's hit as he throws the ball. It's incomplete. Pressure that time right up the middle for the Rattlers. Bonda hit by big number 42, Gabriel Martinez that time, who just muscled his way through a couple of blockers. 2nd and 10 coming up. Bonda now 8 of 19 in the passing game. He's cooled off missing 4 in his last 5. He never did establish a rhythm here in this game. On a string of pass completions. On second down, he's going to run to the left-hand side. Steps over a man. He's got a first down inside the 41-yard line. Bonda does it on his own with his feet. All he had to do was get past this man right here, and he did. Muscle from there to carry a defender on that tackle for the first down. Spotted at the 41 of Sharyland. Each team with only 1 timeout left, but the Rattlers have the advantage on the scoreboard, up by 7. 4:36 to go. Bonda with 9 seconds on the play clock takes a snap. Handoff, this is Barron. Upended, down he goes, fell forward, ended up gaining 4, maybe 5 yards on the play. And so the Vikings face 2nd and 4. Make it 7 as they dropped him for a 3-yard gain on the spot. We'll go under 4 minutes on this snap. Is this the Vikings' final chance here with their hands on the ball? Or will we have some true fireworks in this football game before it's said and done? Motion on the line. Vikings pointing at the Rattlers. Rattlers pointing back. Normally, with that kind of a motion, it's against the offense. Officiating crew out there on week 1. We'll make the call here. The man with a football in his hands is facing against the Vikings. That usually indicates what you see here. 5 yards against pace. Still second down, but now 2nd and a long 11, call it a short 12 yards to go. Vikings up to the line. Before the snap, whistle blows. Timeout call, the final timeout for the Pace Vikings of the second half with 3:40 remaining. This one's not finished yet.
Historic downtown district in San Benito is Main Street Boutique. A perfect stop, great atmosphere, locally owned and operated, and new items coming in every day. Something for everyone. Main Street Boutique in San Benito. Come see what the City of San Benito has to offer today. Business owners, visit the San Benito Chamber of Commerce and find out how they can help you be a part of the new and exciting growth the city is experiencing today. Supporting business, community, and the teams, San Benito Chamber of Commerce.
Every great dining adventure begins with one word: fresh. At the Sea Ranch, we combine a fresh, inviting atmosphere with chef-inspired cuisine prepared from the freshest local shrimp, oysters, snapper, and mahi-mahi. Our salmon, Alaskan king crab, and live Maine lobsters are flown in fresh. A local favorite for over 30 years, the Sea Ranch. Come enjoy a fresh experience.
Second down and 12 for the Vikings. They'll try to do something on the ground here. Barron, that's a fumble on a loose ball. I think the Vikings got it back. Barron appears to be shaken up on that play, getting up slowly for the Vikings. Tried to catch the Rattlers off guard on a running play, nothing doing. And now after using their final timeout, an official timeout is called. Barron off under his own power. He'll be okay, it looks like. Good news there. New player in the game for the Vikings as Mark Garcia checks in. Clock running. 3:21 left here in this one. 3rd and a bunch. Bond on a quick snap. Steps up. Has some time. Still looking. There's a penalty on this play. Pass is caught. It's probably offsides against the Vikings. Ball's brought down at the 32. Now we'll wait for the penalties. There's 2 of them out there on the field. By this time, there's no penalties. You'll see, there's one. And there's a second that came right after he released that ball. Vikings with a quick snap, caught him off guard for certain. Indications are that this will be either offsetting or against the Pace Vikings, as their offense is already back in a huddle beyond the 45-yard line while the officials discuss this call. Clock stops, meanwhile, with 3:05 left in this 4th quarter. Both teams back on the field. Still no. Now the call comes in. There's the false start. That was on the quick snap by the Pace Vikings. And so it will be 3rd down as the Vikings will be marched backwards as the Rattlers elect to take the penalty. So still 3rd down, but now 21 yards to go for Pace. They'll crank the clock up, and away we go. Under 3 minutes left in the game. Bonda drops back. Here comes pressure. Delivers a ball. Right side, it's going to be picked off by the Rattlers. Easy pickings this time for Daniel Pena. Brings it across. Rattlers take over. Pena just playing like an outfielder back there, waiting for a fly ball to arrive. And with 2:48 left in this ball game, that certainly puts Sharyland in the driver's seat here. Up by 7. No timeouts left for the Vikings of Pace. Pace will be back here at home next Saturday night as they'll take on Porter. That'll be a video broadcast right here on Real Sports Live. Rattlers offense on the field. Up by 7 as Valadivia waits for the snap. Before that, timeout called. That's the final timeout for either team as the Rattlers burn their 3rd. Back here after the timeout. Our game brought to you in part by South Padre Island. And visit the island if you want to get away. I love that commercial. Not So and South Padre. First down for the Rattlers. They'll run it on a jet sweep to the right side with some room. Across the 50 to the 45-yard line of the Vikings. Quick carry for Mauricio Sanchez, and that's a 17-yard gain for Sanchez, and the Rattlers move the chains with 2:40 to go in this game, up 7. Sharyland next week on a Friday night. We'll be at home to take on McCallum Memorial. That'll be our audio game of the week on a Friday. Pace Vikings on another video game next week right here on Saturday night. Meanwhile, join us for 7 games tomorrow night. For all audio coverage. Here's a running play for the Rattlers up the middle. May go down the middle. on the run. Touchdown, Valdivia. Minute 57 to go, and Valdivia takes it to the house. Shows he too has some strength off the carry. And we talked about it, keys to the game before the game. Hacienda Ford, keys to the game, talking about protection for these quarterbacks, and both of them capable of taking a team and put them on their backs. Extra point coming up for Sharyland. Rattlers now with 326 yards of offense. That kick is up and away, and good. Rattlers up by 2 scores. 14-point lead, the biggest of the game.
We're watching Real Sports Live. Thanks for watching Real Sports Live.
Real Sports 5, number 1.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for the prices? It's a Labor Day party.
It's the Hacienda Ford Labor Day sale where you can get a new Ford Expedition with 20-inch wheels, leather, navigation, and more for $12,000 off MSRP.
We got the tailgates down and we're feeling all right. My Hacienda friends are saving money tonight.
Hacienda has it.
Hi, we're Lady Vikings, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Final score in from PSJA tonight as Flower Bluff comes to town, takes off the PSJA Bears 33-6. That's the final. It was a broadcast game here on Real Sports Live. Here in Sam Stadium, Sharyland Rattlers had a 13-0 lead at the halftime break. Pace Vikings answer with 13 consecutive points to tie this up. And now 2 consecutive scores here in the fourth quarter by the Rattlers. Have them up by 14 kicking off with a minute 57 left here in the fourth. Deep kickoff for the Vikings. Backpedaling inside the end zone. Bring it out to the 10, out to the 15. And that's it right there on the return by Elijah Solis. The opening for the Vikings, at least the door opens a bit as their offense is able to get back on the field. But they trail by 2 scores. They're going to need some outright magic here if you're scripting what to do on the home side. Thanks again to both of the school districts, both Sharyland and Brownsville, both assisting us in broadcasting these games and then both engaging conversations this week. And I think we're pretty much locked in, both becoming sponsors. Sharyland right on. They're sponsored. They're in. I've got them locked in. You'll see more and more coming up. Pass play complete for the Vikings out across the 30 to 35-yard line. That's a good pitch and catch. Another catch for Elijah Solis. Bond did not finish just yet as he hooks up with Solis on that one. For Solis, his 4th catch of the night. For Bonda, he's at now 9 of 20 for 176 yards in the air. Clock running, though. Minute 38 left here in this game. Bonda sends 2 receivers left, now a third out to the left side. Rattlers bringing pressure from the outside. Bonda gets away from 1. Here comes 2 more from behind, and down he goes. Defense makes a play on Jose Bonda. As the Rattlers drop him for a loss. Back to the 31-yard line. Minute left here in this game. Lots of motion there. They'll blow this one dead. Vikings entered the season on a promising note, and they'll exit this game with equal promise as they did some things here that make you think if they sustain that kind of intensity, they're going to be a tough out. Sharyland also entered with the high expectations of this is a playoff type team that can get better as the season goes on. They too can see some things they did right that they can build on, and you always hope as a coach, find me some things I can build that I can sustain. If I can talk about sustaining effort. In this case, both coaches will have that. And then while no coach will tell you he wants some negative stuff to happen, any coach will talk to you behind doors, will say it's okay if we did some things wrong this early in the season for me to come in and come down on players to say, you think you're everything you are, you got a lot to work on. I think in this case, both coaches in the film room will have lots of chances to talk to players about you did this right, you did this way, and we're going to do it this way next time, a little differently. Pause in the action as the officials now walk over to the sideline to talk over with the Pace Vikings. Gives me another chance to thank one of our title sponsors in Hacienda Ford in Edinburgh, Texas. New or used cars service department. Assisting us, my wife and I picked up a car there. Matter of fact, we got cars from both of our advertisers. But Hacienda Ford assisting us. And when you see Rio Sports on the road, as early as tomorrow night when we're in Mission, Texas, you'll see a different look. I don't want to give away the secret. Give away the surprise tomorrow when we're live from Tom Landry Stadium in Mission. Official wanting some time taken off the clock as we're down to 45 seconds left. That's what the entire discussion was about, was just not much time on the clock. Sharyland coaching staff to my left-hand side exiting the press box. Generally the indicator that game is over regarding them. Incomplete pass on a deep ball there by the Vikings. Stops the clock with 38 seconds left. Well, I say they were exiting the building. Everyone except the defensive coach up here in the press box. He's still barking out calls. Teaching opportunity here on these late stage passing plays. Just in case you're dealing with a Hail Mary situation later in the season. Bonda drops back, in pressure, delivers that ball. It's dropped incomplete. Looking in the direction of Chase Morales. Morales caught one earlier. That'll make it fourth down for the Pace Vikings, and the punting team comes onto the field. Sam Stadium always super nice when we're broadcasting games here. We look forward to being here throughout the year. I think I counted it up, 31 games we'll bring you from right here. And System 1 this year, yours truly, will be here for 16 of the games as our feature game, whether it be on the video side of Thursday nights or the Friday games. KBSDI TV doing a terrific job with the camera angles, the replays, just the general production in conjunction with Hannah High School Digital Media. And give a shout out to camera operator tonight, Jessica Lorena. Punt by the Vikings up the middle. Takes a Viking roll, a huge roll, all the way down to the 30-yard line of the Rattlers. So a lot of net yardage that time by Jose Bonda, the punter. But with 20 seconds left here in this one, Sharyland Rattlers will have to take but one snap. And barring a penalty, this game will be in the books. Fans, we hope you enjoyed our broadcast of tonight's game. Reminding you these video games are available on Thursdays and Saturdays. Replays are available in some cases for a while, in some cases for longer periods, in some cases not very long at all. We cater to the wishes of the coaches that are involved in allowing us to broadcast the games and what they want done with the video afterwards. We are allowed to give highlights from these games. You'll see some highlight reels, which we are accustomed to providing to the fans. Timeout called on the field. Not sure whose it was, but one final time.
Men, start the new year off right. Alpha Men's Primary Care wants to remind all men it's time for your annual physical. Call to schedule an appointment. It's about the body, mind, and emotion. Stop feeling sluggish, having no energy, or being stressed. Alpha Men's Healthcare believes in a holistic approach to your overall health. Even if you have low testosterone, diabetes, high blood pressure, or gained weight, let Alpha Men's Primary Care help you increase your energy, stamina, endurance, and quality of life. Start feeling young again. Alpha Men's Primary Care is changing the way men's healthcare is done.
Hi, we're Robert Miller's favorite cats, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
SaberCats will be here next Thursday night, as you see some of their cheerleaders and football players assisting us in Real Sports Live. Here's a running play for the Rattlers up the middle, still on his feet, out across the 45-yard line. Manuel Cantu on the carry for the Sharyland Rattlers. And that will take us down to zeros on the game, with the Sharyland Rattlers taking one more snap, and this game is in the books. Final score, 27-13. Sharyland Rattlers victorious here tonight. We're not in the pregame show now, are we? Welcome to our postgame show here from Sam Stadium as the two teams meet on the field to wrap this one up. Rattlers of Sharyland led 13-0 at halftime. The Vikings scored 13 unanswered points in the second half, and in the fourth quarter, Sharyland came up with 14 points of their own. Talk about statistics. The Vikings outgained the Rattlers 362-347 in total offense. 180 yards on the ground for the Vikings, 182 in the air. Rattlers with 196 yards on the ground, 151 in the air for the total of 347. Leading rushers in the game, Benjamin Valdivia for Sharyland with 86 yards in rushing on 15 carries. He also had a touchdown. On the Vikings side, their quarterback, Jose Banda, had 78 yards on 14 carries to lead the way on the ground. In the air, Banda was 9 of 22 for 176 yards. Valdivia was 11 of 19 for 151 and 3 touchdowns. They've shut off the cameras. That means we'll take it and end it. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Till next time from Sam Stadium, I'm Joe Bowling. Good night.